Well, good afternoon everyone, and welcome again to this latest edition of Rebels Radio, where we're here at Arbour Park. Yes, a home game for the Rebels. It's been so long we've forgotten what it looks like, but Slough here at Arbour Park for this National League Panorama South game between Slough and our visitors for the first time here at Arbour Park. It's Concord Rangers, and it'll be an interesting game here as Slough just losing a little bit of form recently, with not winning the last 3 in the league, whereas Concord Rangers have won 5 of their last 7 in all competitions. So it's going to be an interesting game. Good afternoon, Gary. You're going to come and sit next to us, are you?
Yes.
Oh, wicked. We're going to do that. We've got a guest. Just jump in quickly for a minute, Sam, and we'll introduce you to everyone very quickly. Let me just. You have that for a second. This is Rebels Radio. My name is Aid, and from the next game onwards, which will be the game against Woking on the 17th, we're going to have a co-commentator come pundit in the name of Sam. Good afternoon, Sam. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, my name's Sam Collard. I'll be starting in the next home game. So I'll be the kind of pundit for Rebels Radio now.
Yep, that'd be fine. And what do you do? How did you get this opportunity to sit next to one of the greatest commentators ever in world football?
Well, I can't argue that one. As I'm starting next week, basically I'm a UCFB student and I study football business and media. So in that I kind of study things in commentary, different forms of football media. So the kind of videos after in the studio or Twitter feeds and stuff like that. So this is my first opportunity at commentary. Excellent.
So you're going to be joining us from the next game, which is 17th, for the foreseeable future, for the season maybe?
Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
Well, there you go. So you not only will you have my dulcet tones to have, but you'll have Sam's as well. So thank you for joining us, Sam. We'll let you watch and everything, and then we'll see you next 2 weeks Saturday.
Yeah,
2 weeks today.
I look forward to it. Thank
Excellent.
you very much.
Thank you very much, Sam. Cheers. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a little bit of help here at Rebels Radio, and we'll be looking forward to that. Give to you all someone else to listen to for the afternoon. A couple of things for you if you would like to get in contact with us here. My name is Aid. You can contact us on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. You can join us there, or if you're listening via the YouTube, there is a chat room on the YouTube thingamajiggy. What do you call it? It's like a chat room. I've never, because I'm here, I don't understand what you call it. But there's a chat room. Come and just have a go. Very quickly though, if you are listening at home, we are asking you to do one thing for us. If you're not on Twitter, please. On Twitter there is the FA Cup Emirates page. It's vote for goal of the round. So and on that is Ben Harris's goal against Eastbourne Borough. So what we want you to do is pop onto the Emirates FA Cup, which is at Emirates FA Cup with a capital E, FA and C are capital letters as well. Do that and go through and choose Ben's goal very, very quickly, because we haven't got much time. The voting closes at 3 o'clock. So you've got to get your votes in very quickly. So if you haven't already voted for Ben's goal, please do that very, very, very quickly. So, hello. Can you do what? Can I kick it off? I'll kick it off for you, yeah, don't worry. I'll do your job for you. Don't worry, Gary. It's all right. It looks like I'm going to be doing the scoreboard as well this afternoon. Brilliant. Okay, for you, for up-and-coming games for the Rebels. So next Saturday, Slough will be away to Sutton United in the FA Cup. Now, if you haven't already done so, you have been advised by Sutton United to pre-purchase your tickets. You can buy them online. If you were here today, then you could buy them here at... you can stand in them if you want. Just... You stand wherever you like, wherever you feel happy, you stand. So you do. We are saying it's easy to buy your tickets beforehand because they are expecting a big crowd. Slough's game part will be segregated, so we will have one end, and you will need to go to those specific turnstiles to get into the Slough end. If the game finishes in a replay, the replay isn't, as it has been before, the next Tuesday. It's actually 10 days. So the game is on the 10th. If the replay happens, it will be the 20th of November, and that would be a home game if it finishes a draw. There is a supporters coach going to. I believe there might even be 2 supporters coaches going to that. There's such a demand for that. Look at the Slough Town Supporters Trust details for that. After that, the next cup coming game is the 13th of November. That's a Berks and Bucks Cup game away to Chalfont St Peter. There will be no commentary from that game at Chalfont, unfortunately, just for a night off. Just because it's a Berks and Bucks Cup game, and we don't care about Berks and Bucks Cup really. But there you go. So we didn't say that out loud, did we? No. Good, excellent. So the other couple of games in the National League South this afternoon, it's Bath City versus Hemel Hempstead Town, Chelmsford City versus Eastbourne Borough, Chippenham Town versus Woking, Dulwich Hamlet, who are still at Tooting and Mitcham at the moment but move home soon. They will be at home to St Albans City. It's East Thurrock United versus Truro, Gloucester City versus Dartford, Hampton and Richmond Borough versus Oxford City, Hungerford Town versus Western Supermare. The 2 form teams of the league, it's Torquay United versus Billericay Town, and 2nd versus 6th, it's Welling United versus Wealdstone. Those are your games up and coming for the National League South. For the Rebels and the Concord Rangers, it's the first time that they visited Arbour Park, and we've only ever played once before, and that was a FA Cup game back in 2009, where the manager of Concord Rangers at the time was Danny Cowley, now of Lincoln City. So there you go. Some games have already kicked off. How does that happen? Wealdstone have kicked off and there's a goal. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on there. They must have kicked off really. It must be a 1 o'clock kickoff then, I guess. I'm not sure what's going on in that game. I didn't know it was a 1 o'clock kickoff. What would I know? There you go. So there you go. So other things for you. So the teams for you this afternoon. We'll start with Concord Rangers. They will be playing in blue and yellow shirts with blue shorts and blue socks. There's a lightish kind of blue colour. In goal for them is Sam Besant. 2 is Tosan Popo. 3 is Sammy Knott. 4 Michael Clark. 5 is Lee Minshall. 6 is Tyrone Sterling. 7 is Danny Green, 8 Sam Blackman, 9 Liam Nash, 10 Jack Midson, and 11 is Ahmed Abdullah. Substitutes for Concord Rangers this afternoon are 14 Aaron Pollock, 15 Adam Topley, 16 Keir Froud, 17 Cameron Harris, and 21 is Josh Glover. So for the Rebels, in goal is Jack Turner, 2 Sean Fraser, 3 is Josh Jackman, 4 is Sam Togwell, 5 is the captain Martin Nisbet, 6 is Lee Togwell, 7 is James Dobson, 8 Scott Davies, 9 Chris Flood, 10 Warren Harris, and 10 is Matt Stevens, 11 Warren Harris. 2 changes for the Rebels from Hemel Hempstead Town, where James Dobson and Warren Harris come back in. Substitutes for the Rebels then this afternoon, it's Guy Hollisware in 12, 14 George Wells, 15 Simon Dunn, 16 Louis Swords, and 18 is Ben Harris. Good afternoon to Paul Hazel, who's listening from Poole, and our friends at Wealdstone FC Video, who have kindly told me that Wealdstone kicked off at 1 o'clock. I don't know why, but there you go. So there you go. So the 2 sides are just being introduced to the teams. It says here that the Concord are in blue and yellow, but they're actually just in blue. So there you go. I don't know why that was, but we are going to have to show the scoreboard in a second. Just don't know what's going on with that bit. So we're just waiting for the referee today, who is Mr. Mark Howes. His assistants are Alistair Higgs and Richard Morris. The next game for the Rebels will be the 17th of November here at Arbour Park, when we welcome Woking FC. That game will be quite a big viewed game, so please come down early for that game. We are expecting a good 600-700 Woking fans to come down the way. Today's game is sponsored by Pete, Noreen and Ted Bridle. That is in memory of husband Max Bridle, and the mascots this afternoon are Eve and Cameron Baker, who are the nieces and nephews of the Slough Town manager Neil Baker. So there you go, that's all your introductions done. Quick run through the starting 11s for you for the 2 sides. So for Concord Rangers, in goal is Sam Besant, 2 Tosan Popo, 3 Sammy Knott, 4 Michael Clark, 5 Lee Minshall, 6 Tyrone Sterling, 7 Danny Green, 8 Sam Blackman, 9 Liam Nash, 10 Jack Midson, 11 is Ahmed Abdullah. For the Rebels, it's Jack Turner in goal, 2 Sean Fraser, 3 Josh Chapman, 4 Sam Togwell, 5 is Mark Nisbet, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 James Dobson, 8 Scott Davies, 9 Chris Flood, 10, Matt Stevens. 11, Warren Harris. Just confirm something for me, ladies and gentlemen, please. Scott Davis. Is it Scott Davies or Scott Davis? So someone just tell me, because I think I'm getting it wrong. But there you go. Good afternoon to Will Rees and Neil Fraser, who are tuning in. Looks like Slough have been changed around this afternoon. So Slough will be shooting for this first half from left to right. Unusual for the Rebels. They normally like to go that way first, right to left first, but they're going to be shooting from left to right. Sam Besant, the goalkeeper, is an absolute giant. So there you go. So Slough just waiting to get in. Jack Turner, the goalkeeper, is in his all-white kit this afternoon. And it's just waiting for the Concord Rangers team to do the hokey-cokey. They're just having a little huddle. And it looks as though Slough will have the kick-off as well. As we just wait for Concord Rangers just to do their little thingamajiggy. What do you call that? Talk. Little booster talk. Pep talk. Pep talk, that was the word. All the Slough fans are really annoyed. They've all gone down the left-hand side because that's where Slough normally shoot. And then Concord have changed it around. So they've all got to walk all the way around the pitch to the other side. Slough will have the kick-off here in a second. Just waiting for our referee, Mr. Howes, to get the game underway. A few Concord fans just walking past us here. Waiting for the referee to get today's game underway. Is he waiting for 3 o'clock? It's gone 3 o'clock. Come on, get on with it. There you go. And it's a long ball here from the kick-off, played all the way down. And still in play, and Dobson chases it, but it goes out of play for a throw to the home side. Slough with that kick-off of playing for the corner flag, almost like a possession football kind of thing there. It's Besant, the Concord Rangers goalkeeper, all dressed in he's got a black outfit with a yellow kind of thing, got black sleeves and whatever. And he takes this long goal kick here into the sun for Slough to defend. Comes off the side of Nisbet's head, headed away by Sam Togwell. And it's played back in here over the top for Midson to chase, but it goes all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Kick by him, aimed here towards Matt Stevens. Comes off the head there of Sterling. And it's all the way back here with the goalkeeper Besant being chased down by Stevens. But clears long here looking for Midson over the head of him. And Sam Togwell volleys the ball forwards, headed away there by Abdullah, and then headed away by Mark Nisbet, trying to find Flood. Headed away by Michael Clark, the centre-back. Looks like it's like a free at the back here for... they've got a 12 playing for them, which is... I haven't got a 12 on my team sheet. So it must be a late change to the line-up here. The ball's here with Fraser. Just loses the ball, and he's been challenged there by Thing, but there's a foul. Oh... I'm so glad I don't have to do that. There's a foul there. Foul. No, Slough foul. Slough foul. Come on. Where do we get these scoreboard operators from? Ball played out quickly on the far hand side, looking for the run of Popo, but he can't reach it, and it's gone out of play for a throw to Slough right by the corner flag. And Josh Jackman, playing left back this afternoon, will take this throw for the Rebels. Just a couple of yards from that corner flag. With a good throw here, aimed towards Flood, comes off the side of Flood's head and just runs out of play. And it's out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers just inside their own, the Slough half, sorry. And it's going to be Clark who goes across to take this throw. Gets a bit of distance on the throw. It's over the head here for Popo to chase. Nisbet has to come across and head that one. Heads it straight out the ground. And we need a new ball. So apparently the Welling United Wheelstone game kicks off at 1 o'clock. That's second versus 6, so that should be over by now. I'll help you, Sam, as well. Don't worry if you get caught. So we're waiting for the ball to come in. It's going to be a throw on the far-hand side by Danny Green, around about 10 yards away from the corner flag on the far-hand side of Arbour Park. Played into the box, headed away well by Lee Togwell. It'll break here, though, to Abdullah. Plays it back on the far-hand side towards Green, and Green gets across into the box. Rising up high there was Lee Minchell, but couldn't direct his header anywhere near the... near the goal. It's gone out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. So we've got our new recruit Sam doing the scoreboard. So that's taken one job off my hands. Thank you very much. And we'll just wait here for Jack Turner. Just a handful of Concord fans have made the journey from Canvey Island. That's where they're based. As Turner just takes a long kick here. A little bit of wind here at Arbour Park. Aimed here towards Warren Harris. Just shrugged off the ball. Comes here towards Fraser. Fraser's ball in the middle. Flicked on by Flood. Trying to find Stevens on the edge of the box. Stevens gets in. It goes down. He's looking for a penalty. And the referee has given a penalty in only the 4th minute of the game. Stevens running into the box. Just got caught there by the captain, Minchell. And it's a penalty here for Slough that will be taken by James Dobson. So Slough with a chance to get an early lead here. Dobson here against Sam Besant. Just waiting for the referee just to make sure everyone's out of the air. The linesman just comes across here just to make sure that Besant stays on his line. Dobson here with this penalty. Comes up and takes it. Oh, fires it into the back of the net. It's an early lead for the Rebels. Coming from James Dobson. The goal on 5 minutes. And it's coming up on our scoreboard. Good work, Sam. You might even see a walkie thing through something. Let's get it. No, there you go. Look at that. Oh, brilliant work, Sam. He's a genius. We like him. So Dobson gives Slough the lead on 5 minutes. And that's a penalty for Dobbo. And that's Dobbo's 8th goal of the season and his 4th penalty for the Rebels. And that is actually, Dobbo has now scored in 8 of the last 11 games for Slough Town. So a good start here. Apparently Wilstone got a late equaliser. It finished 1-1. Thank you to my friends at FC Video who are filming here today. Don't forget you will be able to see highlights of that game later on. Ball played forward here by Concord Rangers from the kick-off, but it's gone all the way out of play for a goal kick to Slough. So there you go, Slough with the early lead there. Stevens again doing a lot of good work for Slough. And I've got to say, I'm quite surprised that Matt Stevens, who has worked so hard in every game that he's played for Slough, hasn't really been made man of the match apart from that hat-trick game against Eastbourne. Ball's been played out here by Turner towards Sean Fraser, and it's played back here towards Turner, who then switches it on the left-hand side to Chapman. Chapman in a bit of space here, 10 yards inside his own half. Picks it with the outside of his foot, trying to find the run of Dobson. Dobson just gets the ball there. Clark comes across and hooks the ball into this blue sky here at Arbour Park, but it's out of play for a throw to the Rebels, and that ball will go... Oh, still in the grounds. Brilliant. Got some ball boys on the far-hand side that will get that for us. So an early goal for the Rebels here, giving them the lead. Good afternoon to Ian, Will Rees and to Peter, who's listening in. Thank you so much for joining us again. If you do want to get in contact, there's a little chat roomy thingy on the YouTube thing. I don't know what it was. Long throw comes into the box, headed out. Comes out here towards Lee Togwell. Oh, his shot is poor. Ball bouncing around. Concord with numbers behind the ball. It's played out here towards Green. And then he's fouled by Sam Togwell. And... it's a free kick to Concord Rangers halfway inside their own half. And the goalkeeper, Besant, will be the player that comes across to take this free kick. And good afternoon to Warren Carter. Said he's sitting in a water park at Volcano waiting for me to chat to him. There you go. Good afternoon to you, Warren. Ball just comes off the head there of Abdullah. It's a throw to Slough, right by the away dugout here. And Sam Togwell will be the player that comes across to take this throw for Slough. Maybe a long throw to get Slough a bit further away down the field here. And it is a long throw from Togwell, looking for Flood. Flood does well to play the ball on. It comes off Abdullah last. It's a throw to Slough now, right by the home dugout. By this west stand here, taken quickly by Fraser in towards Warren Harris. Back here towards Fraser. Fraser trying to dink the ball in again, comes off Abdullah. And Slough gains extra here now level with the 18-yard box of the Concord Rangers half. Quick throw taken here towards Warren House. Bit of space down this right-hand side. Tries to get a cross in. It comes off number 12. And you have to accept my apologies, but I don't have a number 12 on the team sheet. So I'm not sure who he is. I think it may be Sammy Knott, who's wearing 12 and not 3. So my apologies for that. I do believe that is the team change. It's going to be a long throw here for Slough, coming from Scott Davies. Into the box. It's headed away well by Minchell. Comes back out, and it'll be another throw to Slough. They've gone back a good 15 yards there. And it's played in. Headed into the box there by Warren House. Comes out here by Midson. Clears the ball. Only as far as Togwell. Togwell, little ball inside to Nisbet. Nisbet goes back to his goalkeeper. Sells him a little bit short, but it's a long run for Concord Rangers player to play. Played in quickly on the far hand side, looking for Flood over the head of Popo, but Flood can't get a touch to it, and it's out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers level with their own 18-yard box inside their own half. Slough fans making some noise here for once at Arbour Park early on. And we'll try and give you some scores from the other games as well. Throw comes in on the far hand side from Clark, comes off the head of Jackman last, and it's a throw to Concord Rangers 5 yards inside the Slough half. Green is looking to take this throw on the far side, and he gets a good bit of distance on the throw. Nisbet comes across, heads it away for Slough, kept in by Dobson, flicked away by Lee Togwell. Flood has to come deep to get to the ball, and then Dobson volleys the ball down the field. Comes off the head of Clark, straight out of play for a throw to Slough. A couple of feet inside the Concord Rangers half. 1-0 here if you are late joining us. Goal from James Dobson from the penalty spot on 5 minutes, or a foul on Matt Stevens. We'll try and keep you here as it's going to be Chapman playing left back this afternoon, taking this throw on the far hand side, and he's looking for Flood. Flood just gets pushed off the ball bouncing around here for Abdullah, who just skies that straight out of play. And let's hope that Abdullah doesn't play golf, because if he has, his golf shot is going to be absolutely terrible, slicing that one straight out of the ground. It's a throw to Slough once someone eventually gives the ball back. So just going to see some other games. It's 0-0 between Dartford and Gloucester City at the moment. Ball's here with Chapman crossing on the far hand side to Lee Togwell. Oh, golden chance for Togwell. Really should have done better with that. The ball comes to him. He's a little bit far out from goal, but he's unmarked at the back post and heads it wide of the goal, when that should have been a good chance to make it, at least get it on target for Slough. But great cross from Josh Jackman on that far hand side, and Lee Togwell just trying to flick it into the top corner, but to no avail. And Besant takes his kick, headed away by Warren Harris. Good header by him. Minchell heads it back in the air, but it's headed on by Knott. Comes through to Stevens. Stevens trying to hold the ball up. Oh, he wins the ball through a lucky ricochet. Now trying to skip past Abdullah. Still running. Just gets brought down there. And another foul by Minchell on Stevens. I think Stevens is just explaining that to the referee. And Stevens is going to... It's going to be the number 8, who is Sam Blackman, being spoken to here by the referee for something he said. He's just being spoken to. No card or anything like that, but a free kick to Slough. And Stevens just going over to the referee to point out that the challenge on him was has left a little bit of a mark. But it's a free kick here to Slough, a couple of feet away from the sidelines and roughly around about 30 yards away from goal. James Dobson standing over it, back in the side here after being rested on Tuesday night. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinging free kick here from Dobson, who's already on the score sheet this afternoon. Plays it in with some power, flicked on by Nisbet in the end. It comes out here towards Knott. And Knott's ball is closed down well by Sam Togwell, who chased that ball a good 15-20 yards. It's a throw to Concord Rangers. And it's... you don't need any... All the fans down the side just telling Knott to go back to where the linesman was to take the throw. He didn't need the referee to tell him. I think there's enough Slough fans telling him that as it is. He's looking for someone to come a little bit closer to get this ball. It's Midson going forward. Davies misses it, headed on here by Nash, and it comes through to Blackman, who puts it high up in the air. Nash underneath it, keeps it in well, and then turns and looks to run at Sam Togwell. Sam Togwell just stretches to win the ball back here, and then Nash just barges him off the ball. Then Togwell fouls him, and it's a free kick here to Concord Rangers, and almost an exact opposite of the Slough free kick a minute ago. It's about 3 or 4 yards in from the sideline, and it's around about 25 to 30 yards away from goal. Standing over this is Danny Green, and this will be a right-footed free kick into the box. It's played in with some pace. Oh, it's just missed by so many Slough fans. And in fact, Minchell at the far post gets a touch to it. Just couldn't direct it goal-bound. But a good set-piece there played in by Concord Rangers. Still waiting for a ball here at the moment, but it remains 1-0 with 12 and a half minutes gone here at Arbour Park. And James Dobson scoring his 8th goal of the season for the Rebels. It's what separates the two sides here this afternoon. And we will have for you our usual half-time quiz, and we've got the latest on our charity donation. Ball headed away by Dobson from the free kick. Two Slough players tackle each other. Lee Togwell wins it back, but only as far as Abdullah. Abdullah, a little ball in here towards Blackman on the halfway line, being chased by Dobson. Dobson wins the challenge, and Togwell's ball was just deflected. It's back here with Abdullah. Ball over the top here for Nash to take. Nash is offside, and there is an offside on there somewhere. If you go down, that's it. Wicked. There you go. So it's a free kick here to the Rebels, halfway inside their own half. And they're going to leave it for the goalkeeper Turner to come across to take. And a long ball by him over to this near hand side where Fraser tries to win it. We're headed away by Knott. Comes through though to Lee Togwell, who's first for Slough. Gets it towards Sam Togwell. Ball play forwards here for Flood to chase. Flood up against Minchell. Two battling with it, but good defending there by Minchell. Just sees Flood off the ball and knocks it out. Connor's listening in. Good afternoon to you, Connor. Wants to know how's the atmosphere. To be honest, Connor, Slough made a bit of noise on about 10 minutes, and then they've been really quiet. They are supposed to be making some noise. So they're a bit quiet this afternoon. Long kick here by Besson. Middleton flicks the ball on here towards Nash. Holds it back up and then back in towards Middleton. Middleton barged off the ball by Fraser. And that's a free kick to Concord Rangers for a foul by Sean Fraser. And this one's a little bit closer, this free kick. It's roughly getting around about 30 yards away from goal, but it's level with the 18-yard tram line. So of the 18-yard box, the tram line that comes out, it's level with that. And again, it's Danny Green to take this two-man wall here for the Rebels. It's played into the box to the far post. Free header! Oh, it's hit the post and it's come out and headed away by Scott Davies. Great cross in there from Green. Slough just totally ball watching. And I couldn't see who it was with the header. I think it was Minchell, the captain. He headed it against the post and then Scott Davis had to head it away for the first corner of the game. For Concord Rangers. Played into the... Oh, well, it's across the goal. Ball hasn't gone out of play. Still being around. It's gone out for a corner on the far-hand side. And Slough living dangerously here. Danny Green's set-piece taken here is absolutely fantastic. He's whipping these balls in. Absolutely fantastic. That ball from the corner just went all the way across, almost the goal line. And all it needed was a touch from a Concord player. Didn't get it. This one's going to be an outswinging corner, though, for Concord Rangers. And they've sent forwards the centre-backs as well. And this one's played to the near post. It's bouncing around inside the box. It's been left, though, to Jack Turner, who gathers. And he'll just try and slow the game down a little bit here, just to get Slough forwards in numbers here. And just rolls the ball on the outside of his penalty box. And then clears long down the field here, looking for Dobson. Dobson flicking the header on, finding Stevens. Stevens trying to turn, but just turns into Clark. And Clark's clearance only hits Dobson, but goes out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers. 15 yards inside their own half. And we've played up to 16 minutes here. Still Slough with this 1-goal lead, courtesy of that penalty from James Dobson. On 5 minutes. And the ball played here towards Sterling. Sterling goes across to Mitchell. Mitchell plays it back towards Best. Best has to do with a bouncing ball. Stevens gets there, it hits Stevens. And then Stevens got caught in the face. Accidental. Basically, Besant went to kick the ball out. Stevens closed it down. And I think he got hit by the follow-through of Besant's boot. Now, Slough was saying that they've got a corner. But I don't. We'll wait to see if that is a corner being given. Besant seems to think it's a goal kick. I can't see what the linesman on the far-hand side is indicating, but at the moment Stevens is just getting some treatment inside the penalty box. And it will be a corner to the Rebels. Their first corner of the game. It's going to be... I'm not sure what's going on. Stevens is just finishing getting treatment here. He's going to have to leave the pitch, though, unfortunately, for this corner. And Stevens just got a bit of a blooded nose by the looks of it here at the moment. And Stevens just still getting some treatment here from our physio, Alex. And it will be a corner to Slough, which Dobson will go across to take when the game restarts. Stevens won't be on the pitch for that, though. He is going to have to leave it. He's just gone down there, just making sure. I think the referee's just making sure there's no blood showing before he comes back on the pitch. Quick have a look into the League South. The only games that with goals in is Welling United Willstone finished 1-1. And the only other team to score so far in the National League South is Oxford City, who are leading 1-0 away to Hampton and Richmond Borough. A bit of a upset there. Oxford City finding a bit of form at the moment. Hampton and Richmond both looks like they're losing a bit of form. So there you go. We're still just getting some treatment here for Stevens inside the 6-yard box here. So just a break in play. But just a reminder to all of you that obviously these highlights are being filmed by our good friends at FC Video. Hello, FC Video. There. So I'm sure that Lee's at home now waiting for that card to come in so that he can eagerly put those goal clips on for you, and the highlights will come in after they've been sent to the National League. So just keep your eyes out for those. And still just waiting here for... I think Stevens is going to have to change his shirt. And Trent Phillips has just rushed the shirt round to him. Stevens he's back on his feet here, but he's going to have to just come off and go. So it is a corner here to Slough. And Slough have sent forwards Nisbet and Sam Togwell for this corner. It will come in from Dobson on the far hand side. It's going to be an in-swinging corner for Slough. Play to the back post. It's just a little bit heavy, but Nisbet keeps the ball in and then looks to try and cross it back in. It's a good cross into the centre. Rising high, Sam Togwell comes off. That's got to be a corner. It surely came off the head of number 4, Michael Clark. No, it's a goal kick. It's a goal kick. I thought that was a corner. Do you think that was a corner, Sam? Oh, we both thought it was a corner. We like Sam. He already agrees with us already. So it bodes well for the future. For those of you who didn't listen at the beginning, Sam is a... Stephen's just getting a round of applause. He comes on. Sam's going to be joining us on Rebels Radio for home games from the next game onwards as our a pundit co-commentator and most probably the brains of the technological part of the outfit. Long kick here by Besson, headed away by Jackman. Free header for Clark to head away, hits his own player, comes back towards Clark, who rushes his clearance forward. Not the best clearances by Sam Togwell. Ball's here with Blackman, finding Misson just 25 yards away, puts it behind Knott, but it's left here for Minchall to come across. Stevens comes to close it down. It just eluded Blackman. It's a great ball in by Minchall. Don't think he actually meant it to be that good. Blackman tried to run onto it, but it just eluded his run and went through to Jack Turner in at the Slough goal. Highlights are on Monday for this game, but I'm sure you can put some goal clips on, Lee, quickly for us. Dobson keeps the ball in on the far hand side, little back heel into Flood. Dobson just skips past the challenge, but Abdullah's there to clear the ball for Midson to chase. Midson here up against Fraser, having his shirt pulled. Should be a free kick, but the referee's playing advantage here at the moment. Midson still with the ball, being forced wide, crosses into the centre, looking for Abdullah. Dobson intercepts the ball and has time on the ball to turn and clear. Not the best of clearances, but it's got Slough further out of their own box. Ball's here with Clark, in towards Abdullah. Abdullah makes a little ball in here and gets it back here from Nash. Played in here for Blackman to chase down the right hand side. Blackman being forced wide, gets a cross in. Jackman puts a leg out to clear it, then it's headed away by Nisbet. Comes here through to Dobson, who flicks it into the path for Nisbet, who smashes it clear down the field and out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers, 10 yards inside their own half. But Concord having a good spell of pressure these last couple of minutes. Coming up to halfway point in this game. Slough still with this 1-goal lead from James Dobson from the penalty spot. It's a throw here by Clark on the far hand side. Long throw in, flicked on by Midson, but smashed away by Nisbet into the blue skies. Headed on by Knott, only as far as Lee Togwell. Ball intercepted by Abdullah, flicked on well by Green. It will run through here to Jack Turner in the Slough goal, much to the annoyance of the Concord number 9, Liam Nash, who just turned away and upset. Ball played in towards Warren Hatch, can't win it. It's won by Minchall, here towards Green, into Abdullah. Abdullah just overruns it. One here by Scott Davies. Davies on the 30 yards away from row, flicks it in towards Chris Flood. Shoots from distance, chips it. Oh, it's just wide of the goal by Chris Flood there. And his shot from 20 odd yards out. Just it looks like he tried to curl it past Besant, but Besant was equal to it. Went wide of the goal, and it is out for a goal kick here. And we are at that halfway stage of the first half, where it's Slough 1, Concord Rangers 0, but an entertaining game here at Arbour Park. It's Besant, long kick down the field, headed away by Nisbet into the centre where Green just heads it back up in the air. Blackman tries to win it, won by Lee Togwell. Ball here for Popo to chase. He plays it down the line. Jackman gets there first. It's a throw here to Concord Rangers, roughly 20 yards away from the Slough goal on the far right hand side of the pitch here. To the if you've ever been to Arbour Park, it's the Lynch Hill Academy end. And it's going to be Green to take this throw on the far hand side. Just trying to put a long throw in, aimed towards Mitchell, does well to flick it on, headed away by Slough, comes to the edge of the box, and Chris Flood is there to seal it off the toes of Nash, and then Nash comes in and ball played down the field. It's here with Sammy Knott playing it forwards here, looking for the run of Blackman, and Sam Togwell just shepherds that ball out of play for a goal kick here to the Rebels. Matt Stevens is fine, he's on the pitch, but he's playing with no number on his back, so we'll know who he is. Nice and easy to spot. And apparently we keep getting told off by the league about goal clips, so you'll have to wait till Monday for highlights and clips of the goals. Unfortunately, we don't want to get FC Video into trouble. So just bear that in mind of when you're sat there on Sunday with nothing to watch. It's the fault of the National League. And ball played forwards here by Clark. It's just a hoof down the pitch, just a collision there, and the referee has given a free kick here. Jackman and Midson just running alongside each other. Look like they just barged into each other. The referee says instead of it being 6-1, half dozen 11, he's given it as a free kick here to Concord Rangers, and that'll be a chance again for Green to put a good set piece ball into the box. Here he is, 35 to roughly 35 plus yards away from goal, a couple of feet away from the sideline on the far hand side. But it is Green standing over this free kick here for Concord Rangers. Now with some defending to do here. Green again whips the ball in. It's a great one. Comes off the head of Davies for a corner to Concord Rangers. And we still haven't settled it. Trying to see who else is listening in this afternoon. Don't forget to get in contact with us here. Ball's going to be played into the box. It's a free header for Minchell. Comes across. Doesn't get enough touch on it. Here with Nash on the edge of the box. Crosses first time, but his cross is too heavy and goes out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. Slough have got some problems here when Concord have these set piece plays. Green's delivery is absolutely, probably one of the best deliveries of a set piece that I've seen in this league, actually. Every single ball has been whipped in with some real pace and causing Slough some problems, but still just the one goal in it so far. 25 minutes of the game gone, and it's going to be Jack Turner to get the game back underway with this goal kick. And a long kick here, aimed towards Dobson on the far hand side. Dobson trying to flick it on, comes off the head of Clark last, and it's a throw to Slough, roughly on the halfway line here, which Jackman will take on that left hand side, in towards Lee Togwell, quickly down the line looking for Dobson, comes off Abdullah last, throw to the Rebels. Slough just being told to go back a few yards before taking it, and Jackman is the player to take the throw. Just looking for a bit of movement. It comes off Clark, who plays it down the line, goes straight out of play, and Slough have gained a good 5 yards with that throw. Well, maybe 10 yards with where Jackman's going. Quick throw in towards Dobson. Dobson's ball not the best here. It's Jackman to chase. Clark volleys that clear long down the field, and it's gone out of play. Looking for a ball, and someone I'm sure will go and get that ball. It's stuck on the goal nets behind the east stand on that far side. Throw comes in from Jackman, in towards Dobson, back here towards Jackman, trying to create a space for Dobson to get across it. Takes a deflection, skips past everyone. And Lee Togwell tries to get there first for Slough. Gets his body in the way, finds Scott Davies. Davies been very quiet in the match. Just get a poor challenge there. And it's a foul here by Blackman on Davies. And it's the referee's just giving him a talking to there. Scott Davies just gets up. Sam Togwell just having a word with the referee. Is he going to book him? No, he surely can't book him for that. It's just got to be a telling off. Minchell, captain's been called over. Blackman just being spoken to by the referee quite sternly here. And Slough have a free kick. It's level with the 18-yard line, but it's good 2 to 3 yards in from the sideline. And now finally the Slough fans make some noise. Referee just marking out a 10-yard wall, and it's 10 yards away from the tram line of the penalty box. So Dobson standing over this free kick. Can we get a decent delivery on this one? Played in with some pace, flicked on, headed across there, and over's gone out for a corner. Comes off Midson last, and a corner to the Rebels. Corner. And Dawson just waiting for a ball to come in. It's going to be Dawson to take this in-swinging corner here for Slough from this near-hand side. And Slough trying to cause some trouble of their own from these set pieces. Dobson plays it in near post. It's headed by Abdullah. Oh, heads it the wrong way. Hooked clear. It's been blocked by Sterling. Comes out to Davis. Oh, poor biscuit by him. Flicked on by Sam Togwell. Ball bouncing around on the edge of the box. Nisbet gets a touch to it. Ball still not being done. Comes in the end here to Blackman. His touch is heavy. It's allowed Warren Harris to nick the ball and finds Lee Togwell. Back here towards Dobson. Dobson on the right hand side. Going to cross it with his left foot. Oh, there's another push in the box. The referee has said no foul. The ball comes out here towards Sam Togwell. Spreads it on the far hand side. Sammy Knott heads the ball away. Fraser will get there first though for Slough, keeping the game alive. Nash with the challenge, blocks the ball. Was that a penalty? Looked like a push on Martin Nisbet inside the box. And some of the Slough fans not too happy with the Concord Rangers assistant with his language. Sloan Fraser, it's a 1-2 by hitting the ball at Warren Harris and giving it back. Ball's here with Warren Harris now. Thread to Fraser, inside here towards Flood. Flood's ball inside to Dobson. Dobson just overruns it, and it's won here by Sammy Knott. And Dobson just fouls him off the ball there, and silly little foul. The Concord Rangers, one of the assistant managers, has just told Michael Clark to very unpolitely clear the ball by using some language which we could never ever replicate on Rebels Radio. Let's just say he's got he knows what he's got to do with that ball the next time it comes to him, that's for sure. So there you go. Good afternoon to Dean Beckett. Well, Dean, we're just going to say hello to you in a second properly. Sam Togwell just volleying the ball away. Comes off the head of Clark. Played in here towards Jackman. Jackman finding Dobson, who's come back in numbers here to come back. And it's a ball over the top here for Flood to chase. Flood on the far hand side, trying to get there before Sterling. Sterling gets across there and stops it from going for a corner throw to the Rebels. Good afternoon to Dean Beckett. He says, hearing you loud and clear from the middle of a rather choppy Bay of Biscay. I can't believe, Dean, that you've gone on holiday and not tried to fit me inside your suitcase. How dare you do that? I can't believe you've gone on holiday and not tried to fit me in. Throw on the far hand side here by Jackman. Taken quickly here towards Dobson. Back here towards Jackman. Jackman trying to find a bit of space to try and cross in. Build out here towards Nisbet. Just been challenged by Midson. Dobson's just gone clattering into the back of Midson. That should really be the first yellow card of the game, because that isn't fair. In fact, it is Dobson's. Who's going to get a yellow card. Stupid yellow card for Dobson to pick up. Really silly. Doesn't need to barge in and do that. And that is his 5th yellow card of the season. And I'm not sure, but I do believe that will lead to a 1-match ban. So Dobson just... I think he's just not too happy with some of the challenges there, and just shoulder bars rather too enthusiastically Midson to the ground. It's a free kick and a yellow card to Slough. Free kick that Besant will take on the far hand side, midway through his own half. Played into here, flicked on well by Midson, but only as far as Davies hooks the ball on, finding Flood in towards Lee Togwell. Ball here for Warren Harris to chase down the near hand side, up against Sterling. Warren Harris gets there first, tries to play it in first time. Good idea, but Sterling blocked it. Quick throw in from Warren Harris, finding Fraser. Fraser trying to create a bit of space here towards Warren Harris to Davies. Davies plays it out on the far hand side, looking for Dobson. That will allow Popo chance to try and close, but Dobson will just chip the ball here for Jackman to chase down the far hand side. But Abdullah comes across, and you know what? His golf game's got to be absolutely terrible, because that's the second time he sliced that straight out of play. And I tell you what, if you're a member of his golf club, you're going to find lots of his balls to the right hand side. So there you go. So throw to Slough on that far hand side. Like I say, please get in contact either on Twitter or on the Matchday chat room. Ball quickly played in here by Davis. Gets the ball back 1-2 with Nisbet. Plays the ball over the top here. It's a good cross, but it's got too much on it. Goes out of play for a goal kick to the home side. So I've played 32 minutes of the game so far. Still Slough with the 1-goal advantage from the penalty spot, scored by James Dobson on 5 minutes. And Slough just warming up a couple of substitutes here just in case. As Besson takes this long kick, aimed again towards Midson, flicks it on, only as far as Sam Togwell, who clears that. That's going to clear the building. That's going to go all the way down Stoke Road, and you'll find that in the Slough Town Centre. So if you know anyone in the Slough Town Centre, ask them to bring our football back, please. It's going to be a throw here to Concord Rangers. And Green is the player that's going to take it. Minshall will just be told to go forwards for this throw. And Green's actually gone into the dugout to almost try and get some space. He's just going to try and arch this throw into the box. It's played in, headed away well by Mark Nisbet. Comes to the edge where Chris Flood has the ball. Skips past the challenge of Green and then clears it down the line. Ball looked like it had gone out of play, but Minshall has a chance to play it back in. Sam Togwell volleys the ball clear, and it's gone out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers, halfway inside the Slough half. Danny Green again, the player to come and take this throw long into the box, aimed towards Minshall. Comes off the head of Sam Togwell and kept in by Jack Turner. And Turner trying to get Matt Stevens on the break here quickly. Stevens, it's allowed to bounce, and he tries to get the wrong side of Sterling. Sterling just holds the ball up this time and then clears it straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels. Bit further down, come on, all the way down, all the way down. Quick throw in by Slough towards Warren Harris. Holds the ball up here against Knott, comes off Knott last. It's come off Knott last, but it's a throw to Concord Rangers. Quickly taken here, looking for Midson. Midson flicking the ball on, trying to find Nash. Headed away by Sam Togwell. Scott Davis just gets his body in the way. Fouled by Blackman. Surely it's got to be a yellow card. 3 times, ref. 3 times. You spoke to him earlier about fouls, and then he's done it again. And then Nash just throws the ball away here. And referee just letting things go a little bit here. And Midson thinking that the Slough had taken the free kick quickly. And it's a free kick to Slough halfway inside their own half. And it's Jack Turner standing over this free kick. Long ball played down here, looking for Dobson to win the header. In fact, it's come off the head of Clark, and it's here towards Popo. Popo plays it, hits it straight at Josh Chapman. It's here now with James Dobson, trying to find space for Chapman. Chapman just shields the ball in, keeps hold of the ball. Skips past a couple of challenges. Chapman going down the far hand side, goes down, looking for a free kick, not given by the referee. And Nisbet heads the ball away towards Dobson, inside towards Lee Togwell. Just overruns it but finds Davis. Davis under pressure, just skips past the challenge of Midson. Playing it with the ball, inside here towards Fraser. Fraser being urged to bring it down the line here, but turns back here towards Davies. Davies switching it out on the far hand side to Chapman. Chapman just has to go back on himself to get the ball and finds Dobson. Dobson played it in first time, looking for Stevens. Stevens with the ball at his feet, trying to go past Clark. Skips past Clark's challenge, breaks into the box, still going, plays it in. It's behind everyone, and Lee Togwell will try and keep the ball alive here for Slough, and does so. Finding Sean Fraser, just has to put a bit of a puff on to chase that one. Fraser with a chance to run at the box, so he just plays it back here towards Lee Togwell. Inside to Davies. Back out to Fraser, got a chance to put the ball in first time. Gets the ball in. Great cross in. It's just a great take by Besant. Just as Stevens looked to get to the ball. And he's thrown it out immediately here for Popper down the right hand side. And Slough look like they're going to make a substitution in a second. Ball played up here towards Midson. Midson just being pushed off the ball there. It's out of play for a throw. And it's Dobson that's gone down injured on the far hand side. And I'm judging by the fact that the physio Alex Moore coming on, that I think Slough are going to warm up a substitute in Simon Dunn. So it looks as though Dobson's day is going to come to an end. He went down quite early. Slough had been looking to make that sub just in that attack that Slough had. And it's Scott Davies just being called over by the management team here just to come in. Tequila Sharp wants to win if Dobson misses Sutton away or Woking at home. I think he's going to miss Woking. I'm not 100% sure though, Tequila, because I think the cut-off point for 5 yellow cards was the 31st of October, so it might not be a ban, but it is his 5th yellow card, which is normally a ban. Dobson is the player coming off. He comes off the pitch on 37 minutes, and he will be replaced by number 15, Simon Dunn, who's standing in front of our commentary position waiting to come on 38. And Dobson just hobbling off here in front of us, getting a good round of applause from the fans here as he hobbles off. Simon Dunn will be a direct replacement and go on to that left hand side. He'll play a little bit more in than being a left winger. But Dobson, the scorer of the only goal of the game so far, is departing the field here, just having a chat here with Simon Dunn. He's getting a warm round of applause from all the fans in this main west stand. But looks like he's pointing at a hip injury as he's just chatting to the management team there. But that substitution is Simon Dunn on for James Dobson. Throw comes in from Slough, looking for Flood. And Simon Dunn trying to get his first touch of the ball. Hits him on the top of the head. Popo is there. It's a throw to Concord Rangers. Clark will take it. And Concord Rangers, their numbers don't match their positions. Popo is a right winger by the looks of it. The throw comes in from Clark, aimed towards Midson. It's a foul by Midson finally. And it's a free kick here to the Rebels with just 7 minutes of this first half to go. We'll try and give you some latest scores. So Nisbet takes the free quickly here, finding Jack Turner. Turner just waiting for Nash to come. Oh, ball played across here to Fraser, and it's Turner gives the ball away. It's a throw here now to Concord Rangers, taken quickly by Nash in towards Blackburn. Ball back here with Nash. Nash just comes off Warren Harris last. It's a throw here to Concord Rangers. Green again coming across to take this. Knott has gone forwards in position, and Green looking to take this throw for the Rangers. He's just trying to decide whether to put a long throw into box. Looking for Midson. Comes round and it's a foul by Midson on Davies. A free kick to the Rebels. And again, one of those things where it's 6 of one and half dozen of the other. Didn't really look like a foul, but there you go. What can you do? I think Slough would have cleared the ball quickly anyway. But there you go. Not many goals in the Premier League. We won't give you those half time because we know you like to watch Match of the Day. But we'll give you all the scores from the other games at half time. Jack Turner's free kick aimed here towards Flood. Flood wins the headers. Lee Togwell plays it on here for Warren Harris to chase. Knott comes across with the header. Then the ball bouncing around. It comes here towards Mitchell. He's got a bit of time to look up and try and find the run of Midson, but he can't control it. And it's out of play for a throw to Slough. Concord Rangers management team not too happy. Chippenham are beating Woking 1-0. Dulwich are beating St Albans 1-0. Oxford City are 2-0 up against away to Hampton and Richmond. Flood, lovely little flick on here towards Dunn. Dunn trying to play it in, but it's well won back here by Knott, who just plays it forwards looking for the run of Nash. And Nash, it's gone out of play. Oxford City are 2-0 away to Hampton Richmond, and Torquay are leading against Billericay. Those are the goals from the National League South so far this afternoon. As Sam Togwell's throw, finding Warren Harris, just beat into the ball, but Davies is there to play it forwards for Stevens to chase. Sterling's ball hits Chris Flood, and Flood will control the ball, keeps the ball in, coming down the right hand side. He's got Warren Harris near him if he needs it, plays it in. Oh, lovely little ball for Warren Harris, crosses first time, but Sterling's there with the header away, and it's gone out of play for a throw to Slough. I think it's a throw right by the corner flag for the Rebels. And Scott Davies is the player that's going to take it. Did it go out for a corner? It's actually gone out for a corner. No, I wasn't expecting that one there. So corner here for Scott Davies to take. This will be an outswinging corner here for Slough. Davies standing over these corners. Hits it with some pace to the far post. Lee Togwell takes it down. Got time to play it in. Plays it across the ball. Bounces around. Comes to Nisbet, who shoots off the line by Blackman. Comes out here towards Simon Dunn. Spreads it here towards Lee Togwell. Togwell takes the touch back in towards Dunn. Dunn crosses first time, hits Abdullah on the back, but Blackman with a great defensive clearance off the line there for Concord Rangers from a Mark Nisbet shot. It's a throw to Slough on the far hand side. They're just slowly taking their time. I think just waiting for someone to go across. It's Jackman who's going to cross to take this throw. 3 minutes of this first half left. Plus whatever the referee adds on. We did have that stoppage for the Matt Stevens header. Good afternoon to Michael McGranahan, who's listening in. Welcome. Ball played in, headed away by Knott. Comes here towards Lee Togwell. His header comes through huge Flood. Flood being chased here by Sammy Knott. In towards Fraser. Fraser will go all the way back to Turner in the Slough goal. Just puts him under a bit of pressure. And Turner just scoops that high up in the air. And out of play for a throw. Slough just causing their own problems here to each other. And again, Green is the player that comes across to take this throw, and it's going to be Danny Green to take this throw, roughly 25 yards away from the throws it in, But Blackman has to come off the pitch because he's got a bit of a nosebleed from that clash of heads with Lee Togwell. So Concord Rangers are temporarily down to 10 men. And Green slowly taking his time to take this throw, allowing Blackman to try and get back on the field. But the referee should be making him take this throw now. And Green does have to take the throw away. Ball in, headed away by Sam Togwell. Breaks here to Abdullah, who's got time to find Green on this left-hand side. Gets it on his right foot, crosses, takes a deflection, bouncing around. Oh, what a header that should have been. That should have been the equaliser. Minchell rises high. All he's got to do is direct it goal-bound, and he heads it wide of the goal. That really should have been an equaliser. And yet again, the in-swinging crosses here from Danny Green, the Concord Rangers players, causing Slough so much problems that they really can't defend it very well. And Green having a very good day, but just at the moment on the losing side here at the moment. As we're just waiting for indication of the number of minutes to add on for this first half. And Blackman to join the game back here wearing shirt number 20. Long kick here by Turner, headed away by Clark. It's hit Lee Togwell. Togwell gets a second chance to clear, finds Davies. Davies turns away from Abdullah and then trying to chip the ball across there for Warren Harris to chase, but Harris had actually gone down to help out. The ball run through to Besant, who clears long from the goalkeeper, aimed towards Nash. Nash wins the header, but it will go all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal, and he waits for Nash to come down before picking the ball up. And then we'll look to clear it here down this near hand side, and a free header for Minchell, heads it up in the air. It's flicked away by Abdullah. Sam Togwell flicks it back on, chested by Davis into Togwell. Togwell volleys it over the top here for Warren Harris to chase. Not has to defend it, and it's a throw to Slough. And the referee just checking to make sure that there are 3 minutes of added time to go on, which we're slowly into. So 3 minutes of added time in this first half. And Slough will have a throw here, level with the 18-yard box, down this right-hand side by the west stand. Sean Fraser standing over this throw for Slough. Just looking for a bit of movement to come. And it's played in here towards Simon Dunn. Dunn flicking the ball into the box, finding Stevens. Stevens just trying to turn past, and he's just tackled, and Abdullah clears the ball only as far as Sam Togwell, who plays it over the top here for Warren Harris to chase. Harris up against not trying to shield the ball. He's had to play it and then turns, and Warren Harris trying to put him under pressure, but not with the clearance down the field. Aimed towards Midson. Chested down by Sam Togwell and then hooked on by Davies. Free header for Knott. Poor header by him. Flicked on here, and Stevens uses it. He's having his arm pulled there, referee. How is that not a foul? Ball still with Slough here, and then he put. Oh, what's he doing? What was he doing? He pulls it back when Slough have the ball. It's a foul. You got that? Have you got that foul? Yeah? Okay. All right, just because you're here helping, Gary. Yeah. I don't think Sam needs it. Don't worry. It's a free kick here for Slough, roughly around about 15 yards inside the Concord Rangers half. It's Scott Davis to take it. Hits it with some power. It's a great quick. Comes through. Slough looking for a handball. Surely that was a handball. It hits Blackman on the hand, and the referee says no foul. Ball's here flicked on by Green, but Slough just hooked the ball over the top. It's a little bit too close, and there's an offside if anything. And it's balls here with Besant, the Concord Rangers goalkeeper. And Slough had 2 penalty appeals turned down. They scored from the one that they were given. As Besant hooks this long, that's a long old kick in the air. Midson tries to get a touch to it. Sam Togwell beat him to it. And Chapman just plays it back over the top here for Stevens to chase up against Clark. And it looks like there's a... Oh, Stevens just tries to get his body in the way, but it bounces over him, and now to play for a throw to Concord Rangers. Clark takes it a few yards away from where it should be. Long throw by him, trying to find Midson. And a foul by Midson on Nisbet. And it's a foul to Slough. That's it. Sorry. And a free kick here. And Nisbet just got caught in the face there by Midson as they both challenged for the ball. But I take it we've got around about 30 seconds of the added time to play, and Midson actually gets a yellow card for that challenge. So Midson gets a booking. You can do a yellow card on there. Yellow card, and it should come up on the screen in a second somewhere. I think. Yeah, look at that. We got a yellow card on the screen. Look at that. We're good at this. You wouldn't believe it. Between three of us, we're actually trying to do half a decent job. Well, half decent is mostly pushing it a bit too much. Turner takes his free kick for Slough from halfway inside his own half. But it doesn't matter because that is the half-time score here. And Slough lead 1-0 for that goal from James Dobson on 5 minutes from the penalty spot. Matt Stevens brought down in the box with a foul by the captain Minchell, and Dobson putting the penalty away low to the goalkeeper's left. No, I won't do the half-time. You do them. What's this going on with these people wanting these half-time scores? We're going to do I've got to get the half-time scores for our Tannoy announcer because he's too lazy to do it himself. But a half-time quiz. And as we are playing Concord Rangers, what better than a Rangers quiz at half-time? I mean, I treat you guys so well. You honestly wouldn't believe it. So, question 1 is, and you can answer these either on Twitter or on the Matchday chat, or just don't even bother answering and just ignore me while you make a cup of tea. Question 1, in which city in Oregon, USA would you find the Concord building? See? Concord building. Oh, don't just make this up, A lot of thought goes into these quizzes. So, question 1, in which city in Oregon, USA would you find the Concord building? Question 2, the last HMS Concord, which was broken up in 1962, was which type of Royal Navy ship? So the last HMS Concord, what type of Royal Navy ship was that? Question 3, nice and easy for you. The New York Rangers play which sport in USA? The New York Rangers play which sport in USA? Question 4, who did Glasgow Rangers lose to in the 2008 UEFA Cup final? So who did Glasgow Rangers lose to in the 2008 UEFA Cup final? And your last one, I had to do this one because it's got to be, hasn't it? Who played the lead role in the TV series Walker, Texas Ranger? There you go. Those are your halftime questions for you. I'm going to try and find you the halftime scores, and then we will give you our details of our fundraising for the homeless. So we're just going to try and find you some half-time scores for you of some repute, and we're just going to have a look. Torquay are 2-0 up. I'll have a can of Coke if that's all right. Yeah, I could do with some. Thingy. I don't know what you call it. Boost. I could do with a boost. There you go. So just trying to find you some of the half-time scores. Let's just do it the hard. Let's do it the easy way. And cheat. I was trying to do it the hard way by going through Twitter because you get a bit more reliable score there. But there you go. Not many goals around in the Premier League for you. We'll give you some full-time scores for you. Let's just sort our Tannoy announcer man out. So I can give you the scores, half-time scores. It's Bath City 0, Hemel Hempstead 0. It's Chelmsford 3, Eastbourne Borough 1, Chippenham 1, Woking 0. It's Dulwich Hamlet 1, St Albans 0, East Thurrock 0, Truro 1. It's Gloucester City 1, Dartford 1, Hampton and Richmond 0, Oxford City 2, Hungerford 0, Weston-super-Mare 0. So that's it. And then Torquay 2, Billericay 0. Those are your latest half-time scores. Let's go up to some of the other scores for you this afternoon. Starting with the Sky Bet Championship. This will be half-time scores for you when I can find the page. Just getting there very slowly today. It's not that cold. It's a lovely, quite nice day here today, actually, at Arbour Park. Sun's out, beautiful blue skies. Not many crowds are in the clouds, not crowds, are in the sky. Okay, so scores from the Sky Bet Championship. It's Blackburn Rovers 0, QPR 0, Brentford 0, Millwall 0, Derby County 0, Birmingham City 1, Hull City 1, West Brom 0. Ipswich 1, Preston North End 0. Forest 0, Sheffield United 0. Reading 2, Bristol City 2. Rotherham 0, Swansea 1. And Sheffield Wednesday 0, Norwich City 0. Coming on to the Sky Bet League 1. It's AFC Wimbledon 1, Shrewsbury 0, Barnsley 0, Southend 0, Blackpool 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Bradford City 0, Portsmouth 1, Charlton 2, Doncaster 0, Coventry 0, Accrington 0, Gillingham 2, Fleetwood 0. The next two are 0-0s. That's Plymouth versus Sunderland and Rochdale versus Luton. Oh, Plymouth to Sunderland. That's a trip and a half, isn't it, for a game? Blimey. Scunthorpe 0, Oxford 1, Walsall 0, Burton 2, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Peterborough 0. Into Sky Bet League 2, it's Cambridge United 0, Grimsby 0, Carlisle 2, Newport County 1, Cheltenham 2, Mansfield 1, Colchester 1, Swindon 0, Crawley 0, MK Dons 3, Lincoln 1, Forest Green Rovers 1, Macclesfield 1, Bury 3, Morecambe 1, Yeovil 0, Northampton Town 1, Crewe 0, Port Vale 1, Notts County 1, Stevenage 1, Oldham 1, and Tranmere 1, Exeter 0. Into the National League, it's AFC Fylde 1, Leyton Orient 2, Aldershot 0, Braintree 0, Barnet 0, Maidstone 1, Bromley 1, Hartlepool 0, Dover 1, Maidenhead United 0, Eastleigh 0, Salford 0, Ebbsfleet 1, Barrow 0, Harrogate and Town 0. These are all going to be 0-0s, these next four. Harrogate Town versus Chesterfield, Havant Waterloo versus FC Halifax, Solihull versus Boreham Wood, Southern United versus Dagenham, all 0-0. Wrexham 1, Gateshead 0. Into the National League North for you. Oops, I skipped past that one. Sorry. Miles away today. Into National League North. Hopefully. It's Alfreton Town 0, AFC Telford 0, Ashton United 0, Boston 1, Blythe 0, FC United of Manchester 2, Brackney 0, Chester 0, Chorley 0, Spennymoor 0, Curzon Ashton 0, Stockport County 1, Darlington 0, Guiseley 0, Hereford 0, Altrincham 0, half-time score Kidderminster 0, Southport 4, Nuneaton Borough 0, Leamington 2, and York City 0, Bradford Park Avenue 1. That means in the National League North, not one side is leading at home. So there you go. So those are your half-time scores. Just let our Tannoy announcer have his scores for him to read out to the crowd here this afternoon. So there you go. So yeah, don't forget you can answer, have a go at our quiz. Let's see if you can find the answers there. What are you doing? Who's got booked at half time? Yeah, you already done that. Oh, didn't you do it? Okay. Well, that's no good, is it? I'm still on air, yeah. I've got nothing else to talk about. No one's doing the quiz or anything. So, that's what we got to talk about. Right, so, ladies and gentlemen, non-league clubs up and down the country are all done by volunteers. Okay, and Slough is very lucky that it's got a real large group of volunteers going on. One of our volunteers who's currently working behind the bar behind me, a very busy bar at the moment, is Stuart. Now Stuart works for Slough Borough Council and he is part of the team who is fundraising for the Slough Sleep Out for Homeless. So basically what this means, on the 24th of November this year, there will be a group of Slough Town volunteers, of which I am one. We will be sleeping outside on a Saturday night in the cold to help raise money for the Slough homeless thing. So basically what they want to do is raise enough money to fund a homeless shelter from January through to March in Slough, so that the homeless people have somewhere to go rather than sleep out on the streets. Now, if you want to know more about it, you can go onto the Slough Town website and have a look on that. There are a few people doing it. I know that Neil Baker and John Underwood, our two joint managers, are planning on doing it as well. So what we'd like you to do is, if you could, I know there's a lot of charity things coming up and some that have been on before, but this is about Slough being a community club, and we're trying to put something back into the community. So if you could just dig into your pockets and kindly donate to that. If you look under My Donate, so MYDONATE donate.bt.com, /fundraisers/STFC. You'll be able to go on there and donate. We really would like to hit our target of £1,000, and it would be really good if any of you could just spare some change. You've seen how cold it gets recently overnight. This week, where it's been dropping down to minus temperatures, so it doesn't matter whether it's minus temperatures, doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees below, or pouring down with rain. We volunteers will be sleeping out that night. So please, if you do get a chance, please do pop onto that website and just donate a bit of money to help us fund this homeless shelter in the cold months of the start of next year. Leo, FC Video wants to know if it was a decommissioned ship. Does that help? No. I want to know what kind of class it was. It's a C class, and then it's obviously a type of boat or a ship, whatever you want to call it. But there you go. We will try and find if we can find clarification on the fact that James Dobson will miss a game. I'm under the impression that 5 bookings is a 1-game ban, but I do believe there's some kind of cut-off point, so I'm not 100% sure. Half-time, actually, it's Oxford City 3-0 up at Hampton and Richmond Borough. Good afternoon, Tony. How are you? And so Oxford City hitting a bit of form here at the moment, slowly climbing up the table as it is. And it's still quite a nice afternoon here. If you're going to any fireworks displays this evening, please take care and do enjoy yourselves. And I'm sure that some of you haven't needed much makeup for Halloween this week. So some of you have saved a fair bit of money on that, I'm quite sure. So we are just coming up to just before half time. I'm still waiting for someone to bring us a drink, but there you go. What's going on? I don't know. It's a bit slow. The service is terrible here, isn't it, Sam? It's like Sam's first day. He's been asked for a cup of tea, and no one's bought him one. And we'll have to have a word. So there you go. But there you go. Actually, Sam, we've got a couple of minutes. Let's just turn that on and just we'll just give us your views of the first half of Slough versus Concord Rangers, if you could.
Well, I think Slough started really brightly. When the defence is pressured for Concord Rangers, they seem to fold and have to attempt to give away a foul quite often. I do think the number 10, Jack Midson, has looked quite threatening for Concord Rangers, but he's also got his name in the book now, so he's going to have to be a bit more careful. But in all, I'd say Slough were the better team, just kind of were threatening a bit more from outside the area than inside of it.
Yeah, and the only thing that really Concord Rangers have done is set piece has been their main source of trouble. I mean, they have hit the post obviously and had a few wide, but Slough with some got to be a bit more defensive and stronger at these set pieces. Yeah,
definitely. Although it is a brilliant delivery of the ball, I must say, I think a lot of these 50-50s could be won.
Absolutely. So
hopefully a second half then we see a lot stronger defensive play from the set pieces, but a lot of potential to go on and build on this.
Excellent. So there's that is Sam, who's going to be with us from the next home game as our brains of the outfit. He'll be his infinite wisdom, which he's just showed you there. He'll be passing that on to you for from the next home game, which is Woking in 2 weeks' time. The two sets of teams are out at the moment. I'm just trying to keep my eye on any substitutions, but you've got to be careful because Concord Rangers have a number 12 and a number 20 on the pitch already, so it's very difficult to check. But we're going to have a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slough got 9, 10. So no other changes for the Rebels. 4, 3, 2. They're missing a player. Oh, he's over there. Okay, so it looks like there's no substitutions at half-time for either tie. So you're starting 11s for the second half, which it's going to be. It's going to be Concord Rangers to start the second half. The referee is here at the moment, and it's going to be Concord Rangers shooting from left to right for this second half. Just waiting for the referee to blow the whistle, and we'll give you those two starting 11s. I don't know what he's doing. He's waiting for the goalkeepers to say hello. Go on now. Get on with it, referee. Let's go. Come on, get on. Do it. Come on. There you go. Half time. The second half starts. And it stops. Oh, wicked. Don't worry about it. Just let it go. You're not going to worry about that. We'll just worry about 8 seconds. Couple of Concord Rangers players into the Slough half. Taken without the referee blowing the whistle. Ball's here with Green. He's going to float the ball in here towards Midson over his head. Chapman gets a touch to it. Comes here towards Lee Togwell, who plays it down the field in towards Flood. Flood's little header finding Simon Dunn. Dunn down this left hand side, evading the challenge of Popo. In towards Stevens. Stevens heavy touch by him, can't keep it in, and out of play for a throw. Starting 11s for the two sides for Concord Rangers. 1 is Besant, 2 Popo, 3 Sam Minot, 4 Clark, 5 Minchell, 6 Sterling, 7 Green, 8 Blackman, 9 Nash, 10 Midson, 11 Abdullah. So Nisbet heads the ball away, comes to Abdullah, who spreads it out on the far hand side, looking for Knott, who controls the ball well, and then turns and plays it down the field here for Nash. Nash with a bit of space down this left hand side, crosses in first time, hits Sam Togwell, and he can clear the ball for Slough. Only as far as Minchell, who takes a heavy touch and under pressure from Stevens finds Knott in towards Nash. Nash holds the ball up really well, turns on the edge of the box. Davies gets in there and steals the ball off him. And then under pressure, plays it short to Turner, and Turner has to rush that clearance down the field. The 11-4 Slough ball just comes off the side of Sterling's head, and Clark's under pressure from Flood here. Flood gets a touch to it and wins the ball. Here to Simon Dunn, does well down the left hand side, keeps it in inside towards Flood on the edge of the box. Trying to turn, tries to go past, a touch out by Clark means a corner to the Rebels. The Slough starting 11 is Turner 1, Fraser 2, Chapman 3, Sam Togwell 4, Nisbet 5, Lee Togwell 6, 8 is Davies, 9 Flood, 10 Stevens, 11 Warren Harris, and 15 is Simon Dunn. It's a corner here for the Rebels. And Scott Davies is going to be the player who comes across to take this corner for Slough. I'll give you those half-time quiz answers in the next time that the play stops. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. As we just wait for Davies to put this in-swinging corner in. And he plays it to the near post with some power. It's flicked on by Nisbet, and Stevens it came at him so fast that he couldn't direct his header. Goal bound. It was wide of the goal and out for a goal kick. Right, your quiz answers for you. Okay, it's in which city in Oregon is the Concord building? It is in Portland. The HMS Concord was a C-class destroyer. New York Rangers play which sport? It's ice hockey. Glasgow Rangers lost in the 2008 UEFA Cup final to Zenit St. Petersburg. And of course, the one and only Chuck Norris was the lead role of Walker, Texas Ranger. Ball's here with Warren Harris. Gets a little ricochet here that finds its way to Clark, who clears only as far as Sean Fraser. Being chased by Midson. Fraser does well, but then gives the ball away here towards Blackman. Blackman lays it in towards Nash. Nash trying to find the ball to Green on the far hand side. Green trying to play the ball in. Davis has come back and helps Slough in defence here, and then it's hooked clear by Sam Togwell. And all the way out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers. Where's this cup of tea and Coke? Oh, they're waiting for ages. Yeah. Oh dear, just jump behind and steal it. That's what we normally do. Still waiting for this throw to come in from Concord Rangers on the far hand side. It'll be Sammy Knott to take the throw. 10 yards inside the Slough half, and it's aimed towards Midson. Slough win the ball back here with Lee Togwell down the line. It's gone out of play for a throw. And it'll be another throw to Concord Rangers down that far hand side again. 10 yards inside. This time Green is going to be the player that comes across to take this throw. And it looks like he was going to take it short to Abdullah, but he does take it short to Abdullah. And Green gets the ball back here. Plays it here towards Minchell, the captain, who chips the ball down the line, looking for the run of Midson, headed away by Sean Fraser, flicked on by Warren Harris towards Lee Togwell. Good control by him, takes the ball down, and then he chips it into the path of Davies. Davies under a bit of pressure. I tried to play the ball through. It's intercepted by Blackman, and here with Abdullah trying to find Nash on the far hand side. Nash just controls the ball here up against Chapman. Just being forced wide. Chapman steals it off in great defending by Josh Chapman. Then brings the ball out towards Lee Togwell. Trying to play the ball back here towards Davis. Hits it again. He's hitting the ball straight at a Concord Ranger player. Falls out towards Knott. Knott with the ball outside here, finding Midson. Midson level with the 18-yard box. Plays it across here towards Green. Green takes a touch. Tries to shoot and curl it to the top corner, but wide and over the top of the bar. And out of play for a goal. Thank you very much, sir. No, I'm good. Thank you. And it's a goal kick here to the Rebels. We've played 5 minutes coming out of the first half. And still just that goal from James Dobson separating the two sides. Like I say, if you do want to get in contact us on Twitter at MyFC Rebels Radio or on the Matchday chat room, as we'll call it from now, and that makes their life a lot easier. Long kick here by Turner, aimed towards Flood. Flood gets a little touch on, but is adjudged to have fouled. And it's a free kick here to Concord Rangers, halfway inside their own half. And Besant, the goalkeeper, comes out to take this. And Besant with this long ball aimed here towards Midson, up against Subwell. Midson puts the header in. So now looking for a offside. Ball's here with Nash, who controls it well. Just overruns it. Midson has to come back and get it. Finds Abdullah. 30 yards away from goal. Looking for the back post. Oh, superb defending by Josh Chapman. It's out for a corner to Concord Rangers, but Popper at the far hand side looked like he was trying to get on the end of that one, but Chapman just gets a header to it and puts it out of play. And the two centre backs, Minshaw and Sterling, come forwards for Concord Rangers. And the corner will come in from Danny Green. Again, too close to the goalkeeper Turner. He takes that one really well. And he's looking to try and get Slough on the attack, but just closed down by a couple of Concord players. And then they'll play a long ball down here for Stevens to chase on the far hand side. The referee's going to call it back for Nash, who tried to block the ball with his hand as Turner kicked it out. And he receives the second yellow card for Concord Rangers this afternoon. And it's going to come upon our scoreboard. Come on the scoreboard. Where's it going? It's not coming up. You got a yellow card. I don't know what we've done. What have you done? You've broken it. We've got to do it again, see if it comes up. No. Okay, maybe not. So there we go. Nash got the yellow cards. And it's a free kick to Slough, taken here by the Rebels. And just close it down and start it up again. Ball played forwards here, and it's over the top by Nash. And it's a goal kick here for the Rebels. We're just trying to see if we can sort the scoreboard out. It's still counting the clock right, so the clock's fine. It's just the app's just crashed. So there you go. Ball's here with Josh Chapman. He takes it from the quick activate. That's it. And ball played forward here for Knott, who wins the header. Headed away though by Sam Togwell. Ball come through to Scott Davies. Little flick on. The referee says there's a foul. No, sync time like that. There you go. Oh, what's going on? It's crashed. I don't know what's going on. Close it down and start again. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so if you want to do it to that's the correct time in add-on 45. And it's we're just a free kick here for Slough, and Nash just living on the edge a bit here with the referee. And it's Jack Turner to take this free kick for Slough. Aimed here towards Flood. Beaten to the ball by Clark. Only as far as Jackman. Little cushion header. And the ball's here with Lee Togwell. Little ball inside towards Dunn. Dunn just overruns it. Ball's won back by Lee Togwell. Finding Josh Jackman. Under pressure though. Jackman inside towards Dunn. Dunn. Oh, nutmegs him and gets taken out by Clark. It's a free kick to the Rebels. And you got it on goal at the moment. All right. Okay. All right. And it's a free kick here for Slough with we scored a goal. Slough scored a goal. The scoreboard says a goal. It's still only 1-0, but there you go. It's Scott Davis taking his free kick. Aimed in towards box. Heads off the head of Midson. Comes to the edge of the box where Nisbet heads it back in. Stevens underneath it trying to flick it goalwards. It's out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. It's still 1-0 here at Arbour Park, despite it saying there's a goal going on. And there's a bit of a problem with the timer on it, but there you go. I can't believe Sam's broken it on his first day. It's alright, does it all the time. So goal kick here by Besson. Looks through Midson. Midson trying to flick it on. Hitting this bit. Ball played over the top. Sam Togwell wins the header for Slough. Comes into Flood. Flood misses the ball. It's Clark who hooks the ball on down the line. And you stand there. Ball comes in towards Nash. Nash turns and tries to play it in the box. It's hooked clear by Lee Togwell after Jackman had blocked the ball. Headed on though by Minchell towards Abdullah. Abdullah back here towards Sterling. Sterling under pressure from Davies. Davies trying to chase down the goalkeeper here. Great running from him. Puts Besant under pressure, but a good solid kick here by Besant. Oh, Nisbet does well to win the header. So only as far as Green. Green's ball into Abdullah. Finds Not. Oh, Not pulls in offside against thingy. Let's put it. Oh, none of it's working. Let's do it to see if it works. Got an offside. Let's see if it restarts. Comes through. Hey, look at that! I fixed it. There you go. I fixed it all. Oh, and it's gone again. I don't know what's going on. We've broken the scoreboard. Never mind. Turner, long kick here for him. Aim towards Stevens. It'll be one back here by Flood. Just stronger than Abdullah. Plays the ball in here towards Warren. Oh, a little touch by Minchell. Really good challenge there played by him. Ball play forwards here for Nash. Comes off the back of Sam Togwell's head, who clears the ball for Slough. Free header for Sterling. Only heads it straight at Simon Dunn. Dunn with a ball here for Stevens to chase. Stevens up against Clark. Oh, Stevens gets his body in the way. Good play by Matt Stevens. Holding the ball up here for Slough. Inside towards Simon Dunn. Played it back in towards Jackman. Jackman on his right foot. Spreads it here towards Davis. Davis takes a touch. Just dilly-dallying on the ball. Gives it towards Lee Togwell. Togwell spreads it out on the far-hand side to Fraser, but can't get hold of it. And that is not the way that it goes. And Slough played it out of play. Too many passes coming back through. Warren Carter has just coming on. Brighton Rebel, as you would know him as, has just escaped Arbour Park hell, apparently. But there you go. Sounds like a new Stephen King film. Ball play through. Mitton gets her flick on in towards Nash. Here toward Green. Green with the ball over the top for Nash to chase. Nash does well down this left. Skips a lovely little ball in. Has the ball at his feet. Trying to make a bit of space here for Green. Green trying to create a bit of space to try and get a ball into the box. Just being forced wide by Davies. And it comes here towards Clark. Clark back inside to Abdullah. Abdullah being chased down by Lee Togwell. Ball played here for Clark down the right hand side. Keeps the ball in. Played it back here towards Green. Green first time ball into the box. Too close to goalkeeper Turner. And he's going to try and get Stevens on the break here. Ball too close to Sterling. But Stevens will chase this one down for Slough. But Besant, the goalkeeper, sees it out of play. And out for a goal kick to them. He's kept the ball in actually. And Besant just drops the ball just on the edge of his penalty area. And a long kick by the Concord Rangers goalkeeper aimed towards Nash, who does well to control the ball with his feet and plays into Abdullah. Abdullah has the ball in back in towards Nash, finding Midson on the left-hand side. Back out here for the run for Nash, up against Sam Togwell. Togwell gets a foot to it, but Nash still there in the corner flag holding it up. Little back flick here in towards the path for Green. Green just overruns it and allows Lee Togwell to clear in towards Flood. Flood holds the ball up. He's got 3 players on him. Back here towards Warren Harris. Harris with the ball forwards. Oh, Togwell had continued his run, but not that far up the field. And it goes through to Besant in the goal. And Besant's ball played out here towards Not from Sterling. Sterling gets the ball back here. And looks like a back 3 for Concord Rangers. With Sterling the left of that side. Being chased here by Flood. Fouled by Chris Flood. Let's do it and see if it will come back up with the time. Free kick taken quickly by Concord Rangers. Into Abdullah. Trying to find the run of Midson. Hooked clear by... it's not staying on, so there you go. And it's a throw here to Concord Rangers. Back here with Minchell, in towards Green. Green chipping the ball across to Sterling. Sterling inside his own half, just across to Clark. Concord Rangers just crossing the halfway line now. Clark bringing the ball forwards into him. Well read by Mark Nisbet, who clears the ball. Only as far as Minchell, who heads it on. Lee Togwell back in with the header. Finds Stevens. Stevens just trying to play the ball in. One back by Davis. Oh, lovely little ball finding Warren Harris. Harris down the right hand side. Little ball forwards for Stevens to chase, but he got too much on that. And even Matty Stevens with his pace wasn't going to catch that one. Ball rolled out here towards Michael Clark. Game becoming end to end here at the moment. Ball's here with Ahmed Abdullah. Looking for the run on the far hand side of Popo. Popo will control the ball, but Jackman gets there first for Slough. Dunn's helping out. And it comes here towards Turner on his 6-yard line. Clears the ball long here for Flood to chase up against Clark. Clark goes back towards his goalkeeper, Besant. And Besant just has the ball inside his 6-yard box and clears long here. Jackman's underneath it for Slough to volley the ball away. Clark takes it down on his chest and then just keeps the ball in, but then plays it straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels. So a quick throw here by Jackman, all the way back towards Turner in the Slough goal. Long kick by him, aimed here towards Warren Harris of all people to try and win the header. Sterling wins it, and his header finds Knott. Inside here to Abdullah. Abdullah with the ball over the top here, trying to find Nash. Fraser gets his body in the way. Oh, superb defending by Fraser. He's looking for a free kick, but it hasn't been given, and it's throw to Concord Rangers, 5 or 6 yards away from the corner flag. Green takes it quickly, finding Knott. Now Knott in the best of 4. That's a cracking ball in by Knott, and Midson just can't get a touch to it. And it's out of play for a goal kick. That is a superb cross by Sammy Knott. Just needed a touch from a Concord Rangers player. Couldn't get it, but he had all the time in the world. With an hour gone, it's still Slough with that 1-goal lead from James Dobson's penalty in the 5th minute. The only thing separating the two scores, they are Leo. I knew you were going to ask what the score was, so I told you. And it's going to be Jack Turner with this goal kick. Oh, some stand lights coming on here. Ooh. As Turner takes this long kick aimed here towards Flood. Over the head of thing, and then Flood just gets caught there by Minshaw, and that's a foul. And it could be a yellow card here for the Concord Rangers captain Minshaw. And he is going to get a booking on 62 minutes. And Flood just gets to his feet there. Just see Ben Harris in front of us just warming up. And it's going to be a free kick on the far hand side, roughly I'd say 25 to 30 yards out. Scott Davis standing over it. It's a few feet away from the sideline on that far hand side. And just a one-man wall here for Concord Rangers. And it's going to be Davies to take this free kick. He's going to aim towards goal. I think that was more of a aim at goal. It was in between going into the 6-yard box and the goal, and it's gone out of play straight for a goal kick. And lots of shouting from the Concord Rangers bench, but as of yet, still 1-0 here to Slough. It's Nisbet's clearance comes off the head and finds Abdullah. Abdullah here for Concord Rangers, in towards Knott, back into Abdullah, who's been forced back into his own half. Spreads it on the far hand side to the captain Minchell. To lead down the line in towards Nash. Lovely little control. Great challenge by Sam Togwell, who wins the ball. In from Dunn towards Lee Togwell. He's just rushed his clearance there, and Clark has all the time in the ball to have the ball. Here with Blackman inside towards Green. Green back in towards Minchell inside his own half. Gets to the halfway line. Looking for a bit of movement, and can only find Green on the far hand side. He crosses it all the way across here towards Clark. Clark's got Mitson on his outside if he's needed. Abdullah will try and find the ball over the top here for Popo to chase, but that runs through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And he'll happily just wait there until a player comes along before he has to pick it up. And he waits for Nash to come along and then picks the ball up and then launches a trademark long kick here. It's a great kick here for Stevens to chase onto, but it's gone all the way through to Besant in the Concord Rangers goal. Just a bit too long there by Turner, and the ball now with Ahmed Abdullah trying to play it in towards Popo. Popo's been kind of non-existent here, and then there's an offside. And the ball's here with Popo, back in towards Clark inside his own half. Stevens almost intercepts the ball, finds Minchell. Minchell, the captain, he needs some help on that far hand side. He's not really getting it. Going to go long with the ball over the top here, and Turner will chase that one and just watch the ball out. And he goes out of play for a goal kick to Slough. And Slough at the moment not having the better of the play in the second half. And it's Concord who have been the more threatening of the two sides with the possession, but they've yet to really have a shot to test Jack Turner in the Slough goal. But Turner is who will take this goal kick here for Slough. Long kick again aimed here towards Flood. Flood kind of wins it off the back of his head. Simon Dunn trying to flick it on. He's going to chase his own flick on here as Sterling's under pressure. He plays it off Sterling. Come on, that's a throw for Slough, surely. Clark is going to take the throw. I thought it came off Sterling's foot, to be honest. I thought Dunn had flicked it off his foot, but it's a throw to Concord Rangers. Flicked on by Midson, headed away by Josh Chapman. Davis gets there first, then gets barged off the ball for a free kick by Blackman. And I'm quite surprised because Blackman was spoken to in the first half about persistent fouling, and he's done two since then. It's been but still not gone into the book. 3 Concord Rangers players in the book at the moment, but it's a free kick here for Slough, roughly 40 yards away from goal. Scott Davies standing over it, and Slough have sent forwards Sam Togwell and Nisbet. The ball plays into the far post, headed away by Minchell. Comes here towards Dunn. Dunn jumps at her and Whitsley, then just gets shocked off the ball. Ball hits the referee. Forces Stevens inside the box, trying to turn. Gets a shot. Saved. Lee Togwell. Oh, he's saved again. Oh, great save by Besant, the goalkeeper. A lovely assist by the referee there. It came to Stevens. His first effort was blocked. And then Besant with Lee Togwell, an open goal really to aim at. All he had to do was hammer it in, and Besant threw his body in the way. That's a great double save by the goalkeeper, and it keeps the score at 1-0. But Slough's first real chance of the second half of any real note, and Besant was equal to it. Throw comes in towards Lee Togwell. They overrun it, but Slough won it back here with Davies. Goes all the way back towards Turner in the Slough goal. Nash will chase it for Concord. He plays it back out here towards Sean Fraser. Fraser down the line looking for Stevens. Can't get to him, but it thumbs through to Lee Togwell. Inside to Dunn. Ball by Davies finding Flood. Flood on the left wing. Inside to Josh Chapman. Chapman being those to run a goal onto his right foot. Shoots from oh, it's just wide from the edge of the area. It just skips past the post. And Josh Chapman looking to add to the fact that he is only one of 2 defenders for Slough to score so far this season. And Besant with this long kick here, aiming towards Mitton. Well headed away by Sam Togwell. Controlled by Flood into the path of Dunn. Dunn skipping past the challenge of Abdullah. Ball whipped one back though by Blackman. Dunn, Flood tries to slide in and win the ball, but the ball still bouncing around. It comes from Sterling in towards Minchell. The Concord Rangers captain gives it towards Green, but it's been left here for Davies. Davies running down the near hand side, trying to find. Oh, he just played it behind Stevens. Stevens tries to get there, but the ball's still here with Blackman. Inside towards Popo. Popo chased down by Dunn, and that's a foul by Simon Dunn and a free kick to Concord Rangers. The Concord Rangers bench aren't too happy. They thought that it should have been an advantage there. But it's a free kick to Concord Rangers. Goalkeeper Besant has come to take it. It's only around about 10 yards inside the Slough half. And Besant has come all this way to come and take this free kick. Aiming on the far hand side towards Nash. Comes over the head of him. Will be kept in on the far hand side by Sammy Knott. Keeps hold of the ball. Finds Abdullah. Abdullah chipping the ball forward, trying to find Green. Green holds it up on the edge of the 18-yard box, trying to go past that far hand side, but Chapman comes across though, but it's a corner to Concord Rangers. And the big 3 centre-backs go forwards for Slough. And with some defending to do, these corners and set pieces in the first half have delivered fantastically. And Green goes to the far post. It's Mintzell, heads it all the way across goal. Davis hooks the ball clear, bouncing around by Blackman. And this time Chapman just hammers that ball. He's having his shirt pulled, referee! Come on! It's a yellow card to Knott. I mean, he's through on goal. It's a strange one, that is, because it's a long kick cleared by Chapman, and Stevens is chasing the ball. He's clearly having his shirt pulled by Sammy Knott. You're going to see a substitution for Slough as well. Coming off is Chris Flood. Coming on is Ben Harris. So the substitution is Chris Flood off, Ben Harris on. And just trying to get the time of that one is 70 minutes, that one. So second substitution of the day for the Rebels. Ben Harris coming on for Chris Flood. And it's a free kick for Slough, just inside the Concord Rangers half. And Davis chips it in, looking for Ben Harris. He can't reach the ball over the head of Popo. Ben Harris trying to keep the ball in. Does well on the far hand side. Flicks it in towards Dunn. Dunn just runs into Blackman, and it's out of play for a throw to Slough right by the corner flag. And Slough just going to send Chapman over to take this throw. And it's Jackman slowly going over. Now the Slough fans seem to have found their voice for this second half. And throw comes in from Jackman. It's to Warren Harris. It's a little bit behind. The ball back to Jackman. It's gone out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers. The ball played in. Jackman with the header away to Clark. Clark heads it back on. Jackman will get a second chance to put some distance on it, but heads it straight out of play and out for a throw to Concord Rangers. Level with their 18-yard box. Clark will be the player that comes across to take this. Well, he certainly weren't off there, was it? And the throw comes in. Jackman again wins the header, but heads it straight out of play. He's having his arm pulled by Midson, but the referee is just going to call. I don't know who he's chatting to for a minute here. Midson, I think, and Josh Jackman. I think he's just telling Midson and Jackman just to pack it in there. And the ball went out a little bit further. Green is going to be the player that keeps taking it. John Underwood standing in his way. And Green to take this long throw here. Every time he keeps trying to gain a few yards, the referee pulls him back. He still takes it from that position. Midson rises high and clears. Hit away by Davis. Ball bouncing around. Fraser gets a touch through. Not the best of clearances. Nash underneath it for Concord Rangers. Being forced wide by Fraser. Nash still has the ball though, trying to dig a bit of space out. Fraser still battling with him. Nash turning, twisting and turning. Still trying to turn. Fraser still with him. Gets his cross in. Cleared by Sam Togwell. And he finds his brother Lee Togwell. And Lee down the line here for Stevens to chase. Mitchell lets it run across his body. And then goes back towards his goalkeeper. Just hits it a little bit high. Besant does well to take it down. Looking for Abdullah. Abdullah's touches poor. And that'll be a throw to the Rebels. And Lee Togwell trying to take it quickly, finding Stevens. Stevens inside the box. Oh, it's come across off the foot of Mitchell. And it's out for a corner. That's got to be a corner. Oh, my word. I don't understand that. It's got to be a corner. It came off Mitchell last and it's gone out for a goal kick. Weird officiating to this afternoon. Ball comes in, headed away by Lee Togwell. Free header for him. Stevens trying to get to the ball. It's only as far as Mitchell. Mitchell's ball found not. He plays it all the way back to Besant. Oh, Besant just takes it on the volley. Little keepy up and then hooks it clear. Midson underneath it, trying to find that, but Nisbet gets there for Slough. Dunn trying to bounce around. Nisbet tries to get a second touch. Ball's here though with Midson. Plays it back here to Abdullah on the halfway line. Just trying to dink a ball in and find Midson. 30 yards, don't give him the space to shoot. He plays it out on the far hand side towards Sammy Knott. Knott crosses in first time. It's over the head of everyone. Simon Dunn will just let the ball go out of play for a throw to Slough. And we're in the 73rd minute here. Still Slough with this 1-goal lead, courtesy of that James Dobson penalty, his 8th goal of the season. It's all that separates the two sides. It's going to be a long throw from Jackman deep inside his own half. It's headed away by Clark. Comes through here towards Nash. Nash trying to turn and play the ball in. Warren Harris spots it brilliantly and then it's hooked clear by Sam Togwell. Stevens trying to battle with it. Hits Mitchell on the back and then finds the ball here towards Clark. Clark being chased down by Ben Harris. Plays the ball down the top here for Midson. Midson heads it on, but no one in the box for Concord Rangers, and it goes through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. He waits for Nash to come along before picking the ball up. And then long kick here down here, looking for Ben Harris. Harris does well to keep the ball on with an acrobatic flick, but unfortunately it's gone all the way back out for a goal kick to Concord Rangers. And Besant, the goalkeeper, will take this as we approach the final 15 minutes of this second half. Besant just hammers this straight out of play for a throw to Slough. Jackman takes the throw quickly, finding Stevens. Stevens up against Sterling. Stevens holds the ball up well. Oh, gets it into Dunn, who just couldn't take it on his chest. Clearance only as far as Davies. Little cushion header finding Lee Togwell. Togwell's got Warren Harris on the far hand side. Harris has got Fraser on the overlap if he needs him. Finds Lee Togwell instead. Back out towards Warren Harris. Time to Harris to get a bit of space and cross the ball in. It's a bit too deep here, but Ben Harris will try and keep the ball alive. And he's run right by the corner flag, trying to turn. Oh, lovely little play. Gets a cross in, great cross in. Oh, headed away though by Sterling. Comes through to Sam Togwell and he just hammers the ball forwards. It's going to be Clark who sees the ball. It's going to be closed down by Simon Dunn. Plays it high up into the night. This is like the highest game of football. Ball in, headed away by Ben Harris across to Lee Togwell. Oh, lovely take by him. Still running with the ball. Takes a shot. Oh, it's straight at the goalkeeper though. Good play by Lee Togwell, but great goalkeeping. Good position by Besant. And then he looks to try and get Nash on the break. Sam Togwell though heads the ball away, and it's out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers halfway inside the Slough half. Green has come across to try and take it. Slough need to get back in numbers here. They're looking a bit tired. Abdullah flicking the ball into the penalty box. Blackman gets a touch, but he just can't direct it into the path of Nash, and it's taken by Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And it's Turner with the ball in his hands. Here, just waiting for Slough to get further down a big long ball here down the near hand side. It will roll all the way out for a goal kick to Concord Rangers. And see if we can find you some latest scores for you from the National League South as we're waiting for Besant to take this kick. Long kick by him, headed away well by Nisbet, trying to find Harris. It's bouncing around. Davis wins the ball, but he catches Abdullah. It's a free kick though to Concord Rangers. A few yards inside the Slough half. And it's Danny Green to take this free kick. Around about 7 or 8 yards inside the Slough half. Green just places it here towards Minchell. Heads it across goal. Headed away by Lee Togwell. Comes back out here towards Green. He tries to do it. Hooked clear though by Ben Harris. And a chance here for Ben Harris to try and chase. Abdullah gets there first. Plays it over the top. It goes. Has it gone out of play? Yes, it's gone out of play. And out for a throw to Slough. Almost level there. Half. I can tell you that latest scores. It's Bath 0, Hemel Hempstead 1, Chelmsford 3, Eastbourne 1, Chippenham 2, Woking 1, Dulwich 1, St Albans 0, East Thurrock 1, Truro 2, Gloucester 1, Dartford 2, Hampton Richmond 1, Oxford City 3, Hungerford 0, Western Supermare 1, and Torquay 2, Billericay 2. Those are your latest scores from the National League South. Ball headed on by Knott. Togwell stretches to win the ball. Finds Warren Harris. His ball kindly ricochets for Slough off the head of Knott and into the path of Sean Fraser. Fraser bringing the ball by cutting inside. Davis is trying to chip it out towards Warren Harris. Takes it down on his chest. Got a bit of space here. Inside towards Fraser. Fraser back out towards Lee Togwell, who's on the right hand side. Togwell's ball trying to find Stevens inside the box. Stevens trying to turn up against Sterling. Holds the ball up here, finding Warren Harris. Harris has been under pressure, but plays it back here towards Fraser. Fraser needs to put a good cross in. It's right underneath the goalkeeper. And in the good old days, that would have been a goal. But Lee Togwell fouls the goalkeeper and pushes it in the back of the net. And it's still 1-0. Yes? 6-5-3. Okay, that's the attendance for this afternoon. 653 here at Arbour Park. Today's attendance. Thank you all for braving this November weather. Ball's here with Knott, just inside his own half. Under pressure, gives the ball here to Abdullah, but chased down by Stevens. But Abdullah does well when the stronger in the tackle and plays the ball in. But it's hooked clear by Nisbet. Go all the way back here towards the goalkeeper, Besant, with 12 minutes of the game left to go. We'll see the first substitution from Concord Rangers in the second. As Besant just has the ball just dropped outside of his penalty area, bringing the ball good 15 yards outside of his goal. Then plays it down here looking for Midson. Midson jumps up high and plays the ball in towards Nash, trying to get the ball back here towards Green, just being forced wide by Slough. Only got Popo there, blocked by Simon Dunn. Comes through to Popo, and he lets the ball go out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers. Danny Green will take this throw. I think they're going to make the substitution. Well, ball comes in first. Midson trying to bounce around. Ball bouncing in the box here with Blackman. Goes down under pressure. Ball still bouncing around. Slough hooks the ball clear. Comes out here though towards Green. Green little dink inside here to Abdullah. Abdullah skips past the challenge. Trying to play the ball in. Hits Davis on the head. And Lee Togwell finds Scott Davis. Ball in back here towards Lee Togwell on the break. 2 against 1. Up against Stevens. Stevens on the far hand side. Only got Lee Togwell up there with him though. Stevens being forced wide. Cuts back inside past Nash. Still has the ball. Onto his right foot, in towards Sam Togwell, trying to play it back in towards Stevens. And Sterling clears. It's out for a throw to Slough, right by the corner flag. First substitution of the day for Concord Rangers coming off is number 12, who I believe is Sammy Knott. Coming on is Aaron Pollock. And that is on 81. There you go. So... So the throw comes in on the far hand side by Slough to Fraser. The ball here with Dunn. Oh, Dunn just skips past the challenge here, gives it to Davies. Davies trying to create a bit of space here and get the ball in. Still running with the ball down this left-hand side. Turns away from trouble. Inside here towards Togwell. Lee Togwell's got a bit of space here to shoot from distance. He takes a shot. It skims wide of the goal. But Slough finding a little bit of space there. But it's out for a goal kick here, and Slough win to the final 10 minutes of the game. Besant to take this goal kick here for Concord Rangers. And Besant, long kick here into this slightly darkening sky. Misson does well to win the flick on. Davis is there first for Slough to win the header. Ball comes through to Ben Harris, who wins the ball. Oh, and then the referee blows up really late there. And a free kick to Concord Rangers. Slough actually had the ball and won it, and were going forwards, and the referee pulls it back. Ben Harris just, I think, having a quick word with the referee, saying didn't think that was a foul. And Green will take this free kick. It's just in front of the centre circle inside the Slough half. So just outside that centre circle box. Green to take this one. This one's a bit closer. Headed across by the substitute Pollock, but nowhere near the goal, and out of play for a goal kick to Slough. And strange, isn't it? There you go. I can't believe Sam's broken the scoreboard on his first day. I can't see you being invited back now, mate. I can't see you being invited back. Yes. We're waiting for Turner to take this goal kick. We're into the final 8 minutes, plus whatever the referee adds on here. Still Slough with a slender 1-0 lead as its temperature drops here at Arbour Park. Long kick here aimed towards Stevens. Stevens does well to try and get there. Dunn trying to get to the ball as well. Comes out here towards the substitute Pollock. And he puts that one down the field. Underneath it is Nisbet. Oh, he leaves it for Nash to get the header, and Nash just heads it straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And Josh Jetman will take this throw for Slough, level with his 18-yard box. And a long throw by him, trying to find Ben Harris. Flicked on though by Clark, inside towards Abdullah. Abdullah with the ball over the top, trying to find Popo, who's appeared on the other side now. He's swapped side. But Slough the ball here with Lee Togwell, driving forwards. He's got Fraser on the outside if he needs him. Finds him. Fraser just stops and plays it back here towards Lee Togwell. In towards Scott Davis. Davis first time ball over the top, finding Warren Harris. Harris will try and keep the ball in on that far hand side. Just runs out of play, but it's a throw for Concord Rangers deep inside their own half. And Minchell, the captain, will go across to take this throw. And just gets his throw. Looking for Midson. Headed away well by Warren Harris. Stevens will chase it. Sterling puts it high into the sky. And it's going to bounce. Is it going to bounce into St Joseph's School? No. It's still just over there. And it'll be a throw to the Rebels once the ball comes back from the young, willing ball boy on that far hand side. It's a throw here to Slough, taken quickly by Sean Fraser, to Ben Harris. Ben Harris right by the corner flag, trying to create a bit of space here to try and win the ball. It's come out off the legs of Popo, and it's a throw to Slough. And it's a throw right by about 5 or 6 yards away from the goal. Fraser standing underneath it for the Rebels, trying to find Ben Harris. Ben Harris holding the ball up well by that corner flag. Back out here towards Fraser. Fraser crossed his first time. Stevens trying to get to the hook to clear by Pollock. One back superbly by Lee Togwell. And Dunn will try and get there first. And then it's stretched here for the substitute Pollock, who can't go here for Slough. Jackman takes it, trying to find Stevens. Stevens trying to work his way on Sterling. Oh, does really well to hold the ball up. Then trying to just evade a challenge. Oh, finds Ben Harris back in towards Stevens. Stevens breaks into the box. Just good challenge though by Pollock, the substitute. And then plays the ball here towards Green. Green turns to try and open his body to play the ball down here for Minchell. Minchell's gone up and playing as an attacker, but he's offside. And it does look like for the last 5 minutes of the game, Minchell is going to play up front alongside Midson and Nash. And I think Slough have kind of realised that Pollock is now the centre-back alongside Sterling and Clark. And is this a substitution? 12 for 10, and he's not even ready. Coming off is Matt Stevens. Coming on is Guy Hollis. 86. So Matt Stevens coming off. He's being replaced by Guy Hollis. And I think that Slough will just put Guy as a centre-back alongside Minchell. How have you given Lee Togwell man of the match? Matty Stevens has run his socks off. He's been... Never mind. You might get a bit of buffering here at the moment, just drop in free. And the comes off the head of Clark. That will roll out for a corner to the Rebels. Right by the far hand side. And Slough will just send forward Sam Togwell. So I'm going to keep the rest back. It's a back four for Slough at the back. They're not going to try and sneak a second goal here. They don't need to sneak a second goal. It's a corner here for Davies. In fact, Sam Togwell's been told to come back. So I think Slough are going to try and keep it in the corner, as is their way. And it's ball there towards Davies. It's played off by Ben Harris, who just waits for a player to come along and just kicks it. And it's out of play for a throw to Slough right by the corner flag. Slough looking to take it quickly. There's going to be a substitution for Concord Rangers. Coming on is number 17, who is Cameron Harris. Coming off is number 2, Tosan Popo. And that's 88 minutes. God, dear him. Who got this? Where'd you get this tannoy announcer from? He's rubbish. Oh, I don't know. So Slough with a throw in the corner, just being held in here by Ben Harris, right by the corner flag. He's trying to keep the ball in that corner flag here, eke this 1-0 victory out for Slough. 2 Concord Rangers players coming. It's come off a Slough player last. It's a throw to Concord Rangers right by the corner, but he can't take it from there, surely. He does, and it hits Mitchell on the top of the head. Oh, Davis just nips in with the ball. Still running with it. Still got Simon Dunn near him if he needs it. And he's got Warren Harris on this near-hand side. Warren Harris is the player that gets the ball. He goes straight to the corner flag. Trying to hold the ball up here. Warren Harris, good play there, because it's Ben Harris. And Slough have lost it with a foul there, and it's a free kick to Concord Rangers, deep inside their own half, roughly 10 yards away from their corner flag. Besant went to go and take it, and Abdullah takes it quickly off him. Here with Tyrone Sterling. Sterling bringing the ball out here towards Pollock. Pollock just has to get the ball, and it was hit a little bit too hard at him. Ball played down the line here for Midson. Midson can't control it, kept in play, and the ball's fallen to Ben Harris. Everyone stopped thinking the ball had gone out of play. Ball's here with Ben Harris. Some people telling Ben to shoot after that goal against Eastbourne Borough. Ball played out on the far hand side to Warren Harris. We're going to see how many minutes are going to be added on. So they'll keep the ball here with Sean Fraser. Halfway inside the Concord half, in towards Ben Harris. Ben Harris trying to turn on the far hand side here up against Blackman. Goes down, it's a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And there'll be 4 minutes of added time to be played. And it's a throw to Slough on the far hand side. Still Slough with this 1-goal lead. Ball played in towards Ben Harris, trying to hold the ball up. Ball still bouncing around on the far hand side. Comes off a Concord Rangers player last, and it's out for another throw to Slough right by the corner flag. Sean Fraser goes across to take this throw for the Rebels. And Ben Harris just goes down holding his face there. I think he got caught by the hand of Abdullah. And Ben just doesn't need any treatment. Do you think he just, as he turned, he went into the arm of Abdullah? It wasn't anything too much. I think as he turned to try and shield the ball, he ran into the arm of Abdullah, just had it up, and it's a throw here to... I think Ben Harris just arguing with the referee here at the moment, wasting a little bit more time for the Rebels, and it's going to be Sean Fraser with this throw eventually for Slough. He's going to need to throw the ball on somewhere, and tries to find Ben Harris. Harris trying to hold the ball up, cleared by Abdullah. Only as far as Green, and Green fouled by Togwell. It's a free kick here to Concord Rangers. Again, Besant goes to take it, and they take it too quickly. Ball comes through here towards Josh Chapman. Oh, is it a shot? Oh, if he'd have looked, he could have had a shot there, but it's we won't call that an effort. That's a bit unfair on Josh Chapman. Ball's here with Besant, the goalkeeper. Long ball down the field here. Headed on by Minchell. Comes through here towards Davis, who hits it off the head of Nash. It's a throw to Slough, and Slough living dangerously there. And Concord Rangers are thrown bodies forwards as well. The substitute Harris has gone in a forward position as well. Nash is keeping hold of the ball here. It's a long throw here. It's going to be Guy Hollis just coming on the sub to take a long throw to get Slough further down the field. Long throw by him, trying to find Ben Harris. It's being held there, and it's come off Sterling last. It's a throw to Slough. And Ben just gets up and gets on with it. He's quite happy with that. He doesn't mind the kind of stuff like that. It's going to be a throw here again for Guy Hollis to come across the take. Guy Hollis wearing long sleeve shirt. Ball played in, looking for him. Oh, a mistake there. Leaves it. Warren Harris to watch. Oh, great save by the goalkeeper. Ball comes back out towards Lee Togwell. Finds Dunn. Dunn on the edge. He's just played it in behind, and it's a foul by Ben Harris. Oh, it's a great save by Besant. A mistake by Concord Rangers. And Besant takes a long kick here forward, looking for Minchell. Midson flicks the ball on. Jackman with the clearance, only as far as Blackman. Blackman's ball finds Pollock. Pollock chipping the ball into the box. Headed away by Sam Togwell, only as far as Abdullah. Takes the ball down here, plays it in on the far hand side. It's jumped up by Fraser, and then Lee Togwell brings the ball out for Slough. Stretches and gets a touch to it. Warren Harris will try and get it. Slough looking for a free kick. Is he booking him for that one? I think he's going to book him. Abdullah becomes the fourth player in the book for Concord Rangers on the 93rd minute. We've got a minute and 10 seconds left of the game. Still Slough with this 1-goal lead. And it'll be a free kick here to Slough, which Jack Turner will come across to take. And it's a long kick by him, aimed to the far hand side to Ben Harris. Harris just lets the ball go out of play for a throw to Concord Rangers. But it's level with their own 18-yard box. Taken quickly towards Besant. Besant's long clearance down the field. It's Guy Hollis with the header, wins it. And then Davis shoots from inside his own half. That's way over the top. And Sam's even going to call that a shot on target. That's how bored he is. It's a goal kick here, though, for Besant. And we're going to the final 17 seconds of this first half. It's all up to the referee, Mr. Howes. Is he going to play? Literally everyone is playing forwards here for Concord Rangers. Aimed towards Minchell. He heads it the wrong way. And Ben Harris gets his head in the way, blocks the ball. Comes here towards Sterling. Sterling skips past the challenge of Dunn, but then runs out and runs it out of play for a throw. Great play by Ben Harris there, chasing the ball down alongside Simon Dunn, working hard to stop Concord Rangers having the ball. It's a throw here to Slough. Guy Hollis will be the player that comes across to take this for the Rebels. He's going to try and put a long throw aiming towards the corner flag. And it's Guy Hollis with this throw, aiming it straight down the edge. Doesn't matter because it's the final whistle here at Arbour Park. It's finished. Slough Town 1, Concord Rangers 0. And a penalty from James Dobson in the first half is what separates these two sides. And that's all it is. The Slough fans will go home happy to see it. Good afternoon to David Randall. Said, just joined from his wife's birthday lunch. David, I'm disappointed you've got your priorities wrong. You should know that Slough comes first. So Slough have won here today at Arbour Park. The Slough Town players and management just going over to the Slough fans behind the goal there. Thank you all for all your words coming up here. Thank you all for tuning in, listening in. I'll try and give you the final scores of the games from the other games in our league as well. But thank you all so very much for joining us. It's Slough that go through to next Saturday's game against Sutton United in the FA Cup. Please remember to try and buy your tickets beforehand because they are expecting large numbers of people to go. You can buy them online from Sutton United, but it's Slough that will go in on the back of a victory which they've deserved. Maybe their second half performance hasn't been the best, but they had the better of the chances in the second half, and Besant made a great double save and then a save right at the end from Warren Harris as Slough will have the 3 points. And Jack Turner just going over to a little lad who just there calling him over, and he's just shaking his hand, and those kind of things just make the young kids' days. So it's Slough that depart And hard-working Maddie Stevens just going off there as well. And we wish everyone from Concord Rangers a safe journey back to Canvey Island this evening. We wish them all well. But Slough's next match will be that FA Cup tie against Sutton United, the first round proper of the FA Cup. Can't believe that Sutton versus Slough isn't on telly. Sam's just as perplexed by the decision as me. But we will be there, hopefully. I mean, hopefully they'll allow us to commentate from there. It would be nice. We did it at Gainsborough last year. We are just going to quickly see if we can find you the scores from the other games in the National League South this afternoon. As safe trip home, guys. And we're just going to. It's a bit slow loading up here for the fixtures. Looks like there's been some goals in the Premier League for you to watch on match of the day this evening. Wolves versus Tottenham into the late kickoff in that game. Let's go to the National League South and see what that 3 points for Slough has done. Some of these games are still being played, but full time is Bath 0, Hemel Hempstead Town 1. Well, that's a debut win for their new manager, Joe Deeney, who was appointed on Wednesday after the Slough game, gets 3 points in his first game. Full time is Chelmsford versus Eastbourne Borough. It's Chelmsford 3, Eastbourne Borough 1. Latest score is Chippenham 2, Woking 2. Full time, Dulwich Hamlet 1, St Albans 0. These 4 are all latest scores. East Thurrock 2, Truro 2, Gloucester City 1, Dartford 2, Hampton and Richmond 1, Oxford City 4. And Hungerford Town 0, Weston-super-Mare 1. The other 2 games in the league finished Torquay 2, Billericay 2, and Welling United 1, Wealdstone 1. So what does that do for the Rebels at the moment? I will tell you that if the computer loads up quick enough, that Slough will move up to 8th in the league. They will be on the same number of points as Torquay United. And they will be just 7 points off the top and 4 points off the top 2. So that victory for Slough this afternoon is a very sweet taste in their for their taste buds. So we will be back on Saturday. Hopefully, we'll give you some more details about that. But there you go. Until then, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy the fireworks tonight. We'll be back on Saturday. Just remember that if Saturday's game does end in a draw, it will be a replay on the 20th, and Slough will be away next Tuesday, which is the 13th, away to Chalfont St Peter. There you go. So until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be back on Saturday. Till then, bye bye.